PayPal by May 28th, you can win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the entire season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase is necessary. See websites for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Up 4, Castle with it, creeps up to the three-point line. Pass for Wemby, makes the catch, turns and flushes. San Antonio improves the lead to 6 with 22 seconds to go, and Wemby's got himself a 41-point Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show is on the air.
Also today is National Gummy Bear Day.
Hey, you should be celebrating.
Why?
Because you love your gummy bears.
That's going to do it. San Antonio has taken Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. They steal home court. They outlast the Thunder in 2 overtimes, led by their all-world third-year center, Victor Wembanyama, 41 points and 24 rebounds in the Game 1 win.
I'm going to get a pair of those green pants. Those are nice. Those are nice green pants.
By the way, remember when I got those Cozy Earth green pants?
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, but I never can find that pair of pants. I don't know where they went.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Those are Lululemon, Cap.
Oh, yeah. The Lulus are good, but I will just tell you this, and I think Chris will attest.
I'm a Cozy Earth.
Cozy Earths are better. They're
I don't know if they're better. I
think so.
Cozy Earth is more built for my body.
But does Cozy Earth look good with like a suit jacket?
Oh, yeah.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
So, for example, let's say your waist is a 35 or a 36 or whatever it is.
Who's at 35?
I don't know. What is your
usually
waist?
they're even numbers.
No, but that's the beauty of these Cozy Earth pants is that usually I'm a 36, but when I got the Cozy Earth, because of the elastic waist, you can actually downsize to a 35.
A little sabor.
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the güero on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Bit boy.
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
So, mongrels, stay tuned.
As the young kids will say, lit.
Wow, Berg. Wow.
Oh, it feels good. 7:02 and 50 seconds. Good morning. Welcome to the Sedano and Cap Morning Show. Cappy is back on this 19th of May, 2026. And look at Sedano. Fresh-eyed, bushy-tailed after one of the most legendary NBA games in history last night.
Well, it was funny that you say that, and I'd love to get anybody's thoughts on this. I may even open up to calls because I honestly don't.
Oh, baby.
Come on. You're out of your mind this morning already.
Because I don't recall. I mean, we were thinking yesterday, like, what were some of the – because NBA Finals games excluded. Those are different category, right? Because it's the championship round. But, I don't know, Robert Ory's miracle shot against the Kings, right? Like, that ending was insane. This one, I mean –
Dame time?
This one is in that conversation. You know what I mean? Like, I know LeBron had a game in the conference finals where he won the game at the buzzer against Paul George guarding him. When the Heat and Pacers were doing their thing, but like there have not been a lot of games in the conference finals that are this memorable.
Yeah,
and to be there yesterday in an environment like that, because this place, I've told you, gets wild.
Yeah, I looked at on TV.
And for the Spurs to overcome and persevere that, and it's funny, in their huddles, their coach kept talking about poise. You're showing great poise. Keep showing great poise. Like, he kept emphasizing that phrase. And, it's funny, like, he actually said at one point, hey, guys, Alex Caruso's the leading scorer. We're doing our job. And they executed their game plan perfectly. And by the way, even still then, they almost lost in both regulation and the first overtime. And it just took a Herculean effort from the alien Victor Wembanyama to win that game. Because what we're witnessing there, if you hadn't seen Wemby play prior to yesterday, welcome to the party.
Right. Well, it's funny you say that because, we talk about it a lot on the show. We have a bunch of different group chats going on. One of our group chats is called the Ball Knowers.
Yeah. Ball Knowers!
And in the Ball Knowers, we're all
Ball
talking
Knowers.
We're having this conversation during the game about what an incredible game this is. And the Ball Knowers conversation comes to an end last night when Funchy, who, by the way, should be excommunicated immediately from the Ball Knowers chat.
Yeah, but he's going to be here tomorrow on the show.
I know, but you got to hear this. At the end of the conversation last night.
Well, just do this to him tomorrow.
Okay, we should do it to him
Slap
tomorrow.
him around.
Yeah, and excommunicate the brother tomorrow. He says, guys, this is very embarrassing, but I didn't watch this classic game because I was watching 90 Day Fiancé, which I don't even know what 90 Day Fiancé is.
Yeah, it's the reunion show he was watching.
And then Sedano jumps in and goes, Funch, like, how could you not watch this game? This is game one. These are the two young, up-and-coming superstar teams. How could you not watch this? Sorry, guys, it was the reunion show. Are you kidding me? You missed this game last night because of some show called 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah.
That is
good show.
That is a less than manly thing to tell all your ball knower buddies. I'll tell you that right now. That is a less than manning thing. But George, listen, I think we're all going to look at San Antonio last night.
Yeah.
And here's what we're going to think. Number one, wow, how does this young team that so many people thought during the regular season, they're young, they're up and coming, they'll get there, but their time is not now. And that opinion started to change throughout the season, don't you think? Where people are like, maybe their time is now.
Yeah.
But to start three guys last night that are 21, 22 years old, the average age last night, you would know this better than me, but the stat was that their average age of their starters last night was 22.1 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
Now think about that. You've got a bunch of children, 22-year-old children that are on the road in that environment, putting on that kind of performance under that sort of pressure.
Yeah.
Wow. What a performance by San Antonio on the road at Oklahoma City, where they had not lost a playoff game yet this year, 8-0. They had 9-0 dating back to last year. What a performance by this young San Antonio team to go in there and win and steal home court advantage. Amazing performance.
Yeah, incredible to witness. I mean, the game was an instant classic when you were watching it yesterday. And, I felt like when I was watching it, the Spurs, they were doing such a good job of really just not only weathering the storm, but setting the tone, I thought, in that game. On the road, which is very difficult to do. And especially in that building, and there was plenty of energy in the building. Shea's getting his second MVP. The place was rocking from the get-go. And they just went out there, and, they took the lead right away. They took the air out of the building very quickly. Now, that place gathers energy very quickly as well. And Alex Caruso, if we want to just compartmentalize this for 1 second, separate this conversation from the game, if there is a blemish on the record of the Los Angeles Lakers and their front office, it is letting Alex Caruso go in order to sign Talen Horton-Tucker. And, by the way, they could have signed both. They just didn't want to be in the luxury tax at that time. This was pre-aprons, okay? And Alex Caruso ends up signing, I believe, like a $10 or $12 million contract with the Bulls. And I get it. because of where they were in the luxury tax, it probably would have been, on their books would have felt more like 20. But, man, that guy won you a championship. Like, he started that Game 6 and changed the conversation of that game and the complexion of that game in 2020. And then in 2021, played his ass off for you. And we've seen so you had forget about the glimpses. You had the actual vision of what he was and what he could have still been and what he,
what the
projected to still be.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's
right. You had proof of concept, and you still didn't re-sign him. And the man goes out there last night and just balls the freak out, okay? 31 points, hits a bunch of threes.
8 threes.
Right, and defends his ass off,
like
whether it's guarding Wemby, guarding Harper, guarding Castle, switching on to guys. He's a freaking menace out there. And if there's a blemish on the Lakers front office, it is Alex freaking Caruso, man.
And by the way, not new news, but it just keeps coming back every year.
Oh,
because the guy is a give you everything he's got on the floor. I'll sell out. I'll sacrifice my body. I'll do whatever the team needs. You need me to score? Like last night? I don't even know if Alex Caruso's ever scored 31 points in an NBA game prior to last night.
I think that's the second highest total of his career.
I don't know that he's ever hit 8 3-pointers in one NBA basketball game.
Well, that was a first.
He was amazing offensively last night. You mentioned it. He'll do anything you ask him to do defensively. He is, as I like to say, heart and soul. That's who he was. That's who he is. And you let him walk out the door. And now this guy who won a championship with you is now a 2-time champion and is one of the true leaders of the defending champions who happen to have the MVP on their team.
Do you know where Taylor Horton-Tucker is right now?
Where is Taylor Horton-Tucker?
I think he's in like China or Turkey or something.
Fenerbahce of the Basketball Superliga in the Euro League.
In Turkey.
Oh, that works, though. Turkey works.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's close.
It's close.
Turkey's a lot closer than Oklahoma City.
It's in the
Russia.
Baltics, right?
Yeah,
or something
it's all
like
good. I mean, geographically, it's somewhere other than here.
And when the Lakers signed THT, they paid him more than twice as much as Caruso got from Chicago.
Yeah.
$32 million.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I know we're just getting started. We're just warming up. But I got to say something, that last night when I watched these two teams play, and I realized how young San Antonio is. And by the way, San Antonio wins this game on the road without De'Aaron Fox. Now, we talk about, and we'll get to, I'm sure, deeper into the conversation about the turnover issues that San Antonio was having last night. Well,
but by the way, I mean, listen, that was the same issue the Lakers were having against the Thunder. That's the issue everybody has against the Thunder. But I will tell you this. I reported this on the air.
Tell me.
When I was behind the OKC Thunder bench, early in that game, like late in the first quarter, right before the Thunder made their push to close the gap, Alex Caruso, before the coaches, because here's what happens, okay? Teams call timeout. Coaches huddle, I'm sure you've seen them on the floor, right? Usually around like in the painted area. Players huddle first. Alex Caruso gathers everyone. He's like, yo, listen up. He's like, Stephon Castle. He goes, we're not giving him any presentation. We're allowing him to go one-on-one. He goes, we got to show bodies. We got to force him to pass. He's their highest turnover guy. Okay? And then what happens? The kid ends up with 11 turnovers.
Right. Balanced by 11 assists, but still, 11 turnovers. Brutal.
They identified him as the guy, Caruso identified him as the guy, like, that's the guy we got to go after.
Well, and to your point about Caruso, yes, he'll throw his body around the floor. He'll do anything for his team. Yes, he can score when called upon to do so. But it's the mind, it's the brain, it's the smarts of being a great basketball player. And that's what the Lakers walked away from. They handed him off. They gave him away for nothing. And it just reminded me when I see Caruso on the floor performing the way he was last night, and I think to myself how young San Antonio is, and they're in this game, and they wind up ultimately winning in double overtime without one of their best players, one of their best ball handlers. When you think about these two teams that are going head-to-head right now, and then you can't help it because we're just coming off this Laker loss to Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma City looked invincible against the Lakers. They look human against San Antonio. you can't help but think to yourself, how can the Lakers play with either of these two teams without retooling this roster, getting younger, right, and thinking about the future, not just thinking about, let's see if we can make a run for a year. How can you retool the entire roster to think about what happens in 3 or 4 or 5 years? And I know nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to hear about what's going to happen in this next upcoming season.
Yeah.
But you can't help it when these guys are 21 and 22 years old. They're the future. They're the now.
So remember I told you months ago, I said, it's not going to matter. Do you remember that conversation? I said to you, it's not going to matter. They don't have enough. And they're not going to have enough because Oklahoma City is here and going nowhere, and San Antonio is coming. We talked about this in December or January. And here we are. So it may, for the Lakers, to your point, to get to this level, it's going to take, forget about a retool. I would call it an overhaul, okay? A complete overhaul of what their thought process is going to be. And I don't know if, look, bringing back the 3 guys for 1 year could it make a difference? Maybe. If you absolutely build a perfect roster around those 3 guys, could you have a shot at a 1-year thing? Maybe. And you know what, Cap? I know you say that may not be enough because these teams are going to be here for the next 3 to 5, and you're right. They are going to be here for the next 3 to 5 because this isn't Denver, who we thought was going to win multiple championships, maybe not consecutively, but the second apron got them. They are not the same team anymore, okay? And we thought that of Boston, and the second apron got them. They traded Porzingis, and they traded Holiday, and, they got rid of guys. But San Antonio and Oklahoma City are well-positioned with their depth, okay? Even if they have to get rid of a few ancillary pieces here and there, they are still ready, okay? And because think about it, Oklahoma City outside of Shea still has yet to pay any of their guys, even though they did sign extensions. I believe those start to kick in maybe next year. But they are going to be, for the foreseeable future, barring something catastrophic, the teams to beat.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And by the way, listen, George, I've been going back and forth on this. What LeBron did in this postseason was incredible. I will always give him that. Always. However, if you are serious about eventually competing, and I say eventually because it ain't happening in 1 year, if you are serious about eventually competing with these two teams as they currently sit, you will not need 3 guys. You will need 10 or 11 or 12 guys. And you cannot build a team for the future with these 3, the quote-unquote big 3 of the Lakers. Here's what you could do. You could build an entertaining team for next year. You could be a 3 or a 4 seed next year. You could make it into the postseason and then run into one of these 2 teams, and that's where it ends. And the ownership of the Lakers, the new ownership, might say, hey, you know what? We're putting on an entertainment product here. It was an entertaining season. It wasn't a championship caliber season, but it was entertaining. If you want to entertain people, you should bring LeBron back. If you want to build for the future so you can eventually take on these teams, you don't need 3 guys. You need 12 guys. And now would be the perfect time to say, hey, LeBron, amazing career. We all respect it. But we have to think about the future. Because if you're not thinking about 3 to 5 years from now, you'll never compete with these 2 teams. Never.
7:18 on a live imaging Tuesday. Look at me in my Valvoline hat. Look at that.
That is sharp.
It's 7:15, and you know what you could have done since the show began? Well, go see my friends at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a location near you, Cappy.
Yeah, I got that synthetic last week. And tell you, man, my car's got 109,000 miles on it.
Well, it's a Cadillac, right?
But it bothers me that I got to keep going back like every 3,000-4,000 miles, But that's the best way to take care of it.
Yeah, it's cheaper than a new car.
Yeah, that's right. So shout out to Valvoline. Appreciate you guys.
Shouts out.
Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying, though, to you, George? Is that?
Oh, no, listen, I totally understand what you're saying. But I would say that a 1-year shot at it, if it gives you the best chance, you have to measure, okay? This is the conversation that Mark Walter and Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka and this new front office and J.J. Redick need to have. What is our best shot at building a championship roster? Is it in the immediacy, like 1 year, we go full board to try to do everything we can to win it next year? Or are we trying to build over several years? Now, Rob Pelinka, I don't know if we still have this audio, but the day after the season, he sat down at their training facility with the collective media. J.J. Redick was sitting right next to him up on a stage. And he said, we can't build the way they build because we don't have the time. Let's listen.
I mean, I guess maybe a question about the team. So you mentioned Detroit, San Antonio, OKC. What did those teams have to go through to build through the draft, in your opinion? Yeah, like multiple seasons of, losses. And that is just not part of our infrastructure here. As much as some of us might want it to be that way, it's not the Lakers way. We have to find sustained excellence. And so it does create, at times, a thread the needle where you've got to find a way to have championship rosters every year. I will say that the hardest thing to do to get to that point is to have a young, transformative player that can carry you in the playoffs all the way to a championship. That's the hardest thing to get. You can lose 5 years in a row and get 5 top 5 picks and come out of it without that player. It's really hard. But we were able to get that in Luka, so that part of the puzzle is solved. And we're grateful for that. Now it's just a matter of putting in all the other pieces around that to be able to get to the end.
Now, he's right about they have that piece in Luka. However, they know, Cappy. It's why I'm telling you, you can't have a several-year plan if you're them. You got to have an every-year plan. And he's kind of illustrated that because they tried it the way that OKC and San Antonio and even Detroit, right, built it. And they did not come out with that player. They tried it. Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, D'Angelo Russell.
Well, whose fault is that, though? Isn't that Rob's fault?
Oh, well, he wasn't there for all of that, I don't believe. I'm pretty sure it predated him for, I would say almost all of that predated him prior to except Lonzo.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. If memory serves me correctly, Lonzo was there. Well, yeah, because it was Magic's first pick. So, yeah, Lonzo was the first one. All that stuff predated him. They inherited those kids. But he witnessed it. Like, they tried that, and they whiffed on a quote-unquote franchise-changing player that can carry you. Mm-hmm. None of those guys, while all pretty good players, not one of them became that.
But you know what, George? One thing, and let me tease this ahead.
Oh.
The question is Luka really that guy?
Okay, save it. That's it.
That was
that's
a good tease. Nice and succinct. Yeah. You didn't talk for 2 minutes in circles.
I have
nice
a lot more
and
to
tight.
say, by the way.
But that's it.
Then
we release it on the other side.
Another 3 minutes to tease.
No, then we'll open it up and let it wiggle around like Johnny I with Life Source.
Okay, wiggle it, man.
But first, speaking of live reads, why don't you tell us about the wellness company, Cappy?
Oh, this is the best, man. This is absolutely the best. So, look, I know a lot of you guys who follow along on social media saw that this past weekend I was down in New Orleans for my daughter's graduation from college. And thanks to everybody who reached out. I really appreciate all of that. And congratulations to all the moms and dads out there who are going through the same thing. Of course, I took with me my medical emergency kit on the road because I'm going to fly in an airport. I'm going to have to, you can't get there direct. You got to go to another airport. I'm with all these people coughing and sneezing all over an airplane. Then I get down to New Orleans. The graduation was in the Superdome. There's probably 20,000 people in there. I'm around a lot of people this past weekend. What happens if I get sick? Well, I mean, I don't want to wait until I get home to dip into my medical emergency kit. I took it with me. I take it on the road. Because let me tell you something. As you get ready for a summer vacation, you get ready to hit the road, you don't want to get sick on the road and then have to try and find a doctor or a pharmacy. That's why you have your medical emergency kit, and that's why it comes in this great travel case so that you have it with you all the time. So you have amoxicillin or you have a Z-Pack or you have other medications that you need. Now, listen, if you say to yourself, well, how would I know what to take? Inside the medical emergency kit is the guidebook. And if you say, my ears are hurting, they'll say, well, then take this pill, take this medication. Every home should have one. Every kid going to camp should have one. Every kid in college should have one. And all you have to do to get it is go to this website, urgentcarekit.com/710, urgentcarekit.com/710. Use our promo code 710. You're saving $45. Everybody should have the medical emergency kit and get it at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Thank you, Cappy. 7:24 in the morning on a Live Imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. We will return in 3 minutes with that tease that was so well done by Scott Kaplan on a Tuesday, Jack.
ESPN LA may sound one way on AM.
But you know where it sounds best?
You guessed it, crystal clear digital audio.
Crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA wherever you get your apps.
And you can always watch LA's mega sports station live or on demand on our YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center, May 23rd and 24th. Biggest show ever!
Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards.
Plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books.
CSA, CGC, and JSA will be there.
So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade,
or get them graded. 770 tables.
Thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it! Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, May 23rd and 24th, 11 to 5.
For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com.
That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
If it's too wet, what happens?
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
7:28 on a Tuesday. Oh, you love a little Madonna, Cappy. I know you do, baby.
Especially voguing. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I would vogue like a mofo back in the day.
Oh, this day, the number one hit back in 1990, Madonna, Vogue. I didn't try to talk it up. Just let it breathe sometimes, you know? Sedano was telling me that last night on the phone before he started the game. Just let it breathe sometimes.
Oh, really?
No, we didn't talk.
No?
We texted a lot, but we didn't talk.
Mm-hmm. This is while George was doing the game?
No.
This is pregame.
No, not during the game. Pre-game.
At the airport.
Yeah, I was at the airport.
Gotcha. Doobie-doo-doo-doo-doo-be-doo-be-da-dee.
All right, let's get tight. Okay. What did you tease?
All right, look. So here's the thing, George. You say that the Lakers, their whole point is we can't do it the way Oklahoma City or San Antonio did it because we've tried it that way. And with the Lakers, there is no, hey, we've got a 3 to 5 year plan. With the Lakers, it's we have to try and achieve championship status every single year. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. So they say they've got their cornerstone player. That's Luka. Well, that's what we all think. But we haven't seen Luka win a championship yet. He did get to the championship round. They didn't win. Okay, so he's been there. That's good. On the other hand, he was hurt this year. At the very end of it all, when you desperately needed him the most, he was unavailable for you. So what we know about Luka is he's a phenomenal individual scoring machine who doesn't play really very much defense. So that's what you've got. In other words, you don't have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Luka. You don't have Wemby in Luka. You've just got a really great individual scorer. So you're going to build around the guy, but you don't know for sure that you've got a championship caliber player. You know you have a great scorer. You don't know that you have a champion yet.
Yeah.
Disagree?
You have a guy that has carried a team far, though. He's carried a team to 2 conference finals in the West. He's carried them to the finals. They lost against a better Boston team, a team that was loaded. He did not necessarily have a great series, although the numbers were there. He got picked on a lot, particularly defensively. And, we've had these conversations as to that being almost an impetus for the Mavericks to realize, red flag, we need to move on from him, and we know the story after that. So I think it's more complicated than the simplicity you're using, is what I would say.
Well, all I'm trying to say is this, is that to compete in this version of the NBA, you can't have 2 guys or 3 guys. You got to have 10 guys.
Agreed. But I think that if you look at those teams that we're talking about, they have 3 guys. They do have 3 guys, and they have 10 guys. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, in the Lakers' case, they got 3 guys. They don't have 3 guys and 10 guys.
Well, I think they've got 3 guys, and this year you could say they for sure had Marcus Smart. They had Rui Hachimura, right? That they could count on, right? They had 5 guys. They had 3, and then they had 5. The difference is these guys have 3, and then they have 9 or 10, to your point.
Yeah, that's it.
The Thunder have their 3, and then they've got 7 more. You know what I mean? The Spurs have their 3 in Wemby, Castle, and Harper. Those are their 3. There's no question about that.
Those 3 guys, by the way,
and then
are
they
half
have their
the age
other
of LeBron.
6.
Yeah, I just want to point that out, though. That for as annoying as it got all season long, LeBron, I'm 41 years old. I don't want to talk about it. I'm 41 years old. You think
I'm 41 years old.
Wait till next year. I'm 42 years old. He's twice the age of Wemby and Castle and Harper. Guys, at some point, you got it. Listen, if you're in the entertainment business and you want to take a shot next year because LeBron is entertaining, I'm here for that, and I understand the business side of it. But if you're really preparing for beating San Antonio and Oklahoma City in the future, you got to build a roster.
But what I'm telling you is they can't just think about the freaking future.
I know.
They got to think about it in a year-by-year situation. And what gives them their best chance next season to win a championship is to have those 3 guys and put it on Rob and this new assistant GMs to find guys to then fill out the next 6 to 7 roster spots that can be impactful.
Lindsay?
But, George, how much
you didn't
of...
say 6, 7.
Sorry.
6 to 7 roster spots.
We were having good conversation, good flow, man. Come on.
So, but, George, I want to ask you, how much of the Thunder, the way that they built this team specifically, was luck and other GMs like mismanagement or mistakes? Because everyone clowns on like the Clippers and
it's a great question.
Like they did get a lot of luck to have the team they do.
Can we have the answer in 30 seconds?
Yes.
Because I got to knock on the hardwood real quick for Hernandez Wholesale Flooring.
Do it.
Okay.
The crazy Hernandez brothers, George.
Yeah, those crazy Hernandez brothers. You see that hardwood that Christopher's got there? listen, you need to get some of that hardwood, okay? Who loves some morning wood? Of course, we've got it here every day, thanks to those crazy Hernandez brothers. And listen, it's springtime in SoCal, so sun's out, guns out. But you, yes, you, I'm talking to you. Are you still on those same old floors? Well, come on, man. Make a power move with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. With millions, I repeat, millions of in-stock options. The hardwood, the laminate, the waterproof vinyl, the carpet, even the turf for the outdoor like I got, all ready to go. No waiting on some spring sale, okay? Just true wholesale pricing every single darn day. L.A. born and raised, those two crazy Hernandez brothers. Family-owned, 3 generations deep, winning on price, selection, and service. Extra savings, by the way, for first responders, military, and veterans, plus for everybody out there, including you listening right now. Price match. Yep, price match, okay, which is very important. So this spring, upgrade your whole vibe. Hit the showroom right off the 5 freeway next to the Commerce Casino. And check them out on the web at HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. That's HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. No games, no gimmicks, because no spring sale beats wholesale. Go call those crazy Hernandez brothers.
Thank you, George Sedano.
All right, back to it, Lindsay. You set up a really good question. Go for it.
Just how much?
Okay, one more time.
Yeah, how much of the Oklahoma City team is luck and or other managers who traded with them, other GMs, and their mismanagement and miscalculations because they, like I said, they got clowned on for, like, the Clippers for making some of the trades they've made and ending up with the lottery picks and stuff like that because of the way the draft fell.
Okay. Here's what I would say. If you look at Sam Presti's history of the Oklahoma City Thunder, okay, he built the first roster of Durant, Harden, and Westbrook, and more guys, Serge Ibaka, right? They had a bunch of guys, okay? But those 3, right? Those were their 3, right? We talked about 3, and then after that, what the hell happens, right? They built those 3, and they were the San Antonio Spurs, okay? They were the holy bleep. These guys are 21, 22, 23 years old. Like, what is this? Like, this is insane. Like, these 3 guys are going to win a championship, except it didn't happen. They lost to LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. And then they lost again. And what ended up happening was the salaries started to get them. And this was still pre-small market being able to compete for a sustained period of time because the finances could bite you in the rear much easier at that particular time. Because the rules were set up for juggernauts, less so for them, even though San Antonio was able to do that. But San Antonio was able to do that because they had guys, particularly a guy like Ginobili, who took a lot less a lot of times, and nobody really talks about that. So that's why they were able to have their sustained success. But, this was a different era, right? These young guys, they want to get paid. The agents wanted to get paid. They realized they couldn't pay everyone. And they had to break that team up, so they traded Harden. That was the first piece. They probably should have just traded Ibaka, but they felt they needed Ibaka for defense. They made a calculation. It didn't work out, but they were still awesome. They just didn't win a championship. And then little by little, all the pieces went away. Durant went to Golden State. We know that, right? And then Russ eventually was the last man standing. So that was the first iteration. While all that's happening, by the way, they do get Paul George. And him and Russ, they have a good season. Now, they get eliminated early in the playoffs. And yes, Lindsay, they did take advantage of the Clippers. But even Sam Presti will admit, while he identified Shea as a core piece, he didn't think he would be a 2-time MVP right now. He thought he could be like a Russell Westbrook, James Harden, maybe a Kevin Durant. Like maybe they loved his skill set. Doc Rivers will tell you that he tried to tell everyone under the sun in Clipperland, including Kawhi, that he was like, "Are you sure we don't want to not keep Shea?"
Wait,
like,
is that your Doc Rivers
here we
impression?
go again.
Is that what you're doing now? Now you're doing
That's what I'm doing right now.
So this is your Doc?
You guys sure? I told them you can't trade Shea.
Is that what you said back then, Doc?
I told them.
Pretty good. Dueling Docs is not bad. We've done dueling Harlans. Dueling Docs is not bad also.
Dueling Docs.
Yeah. Not bad.
So they did, identify him as a cornerstone piece.
Yeah.
They did not expect him to become the best player in the sport, arguably.
Oh,
okay.
Second best now.
Well, right. Even though he did win the MVP.
I don't care, man.
And he deservedly won the MVP during the regular season.
Wemby is the best player in the
we'll
world.
We'll get to Wemby.
Yeah,
we'll get to
there
that.
is nobody who can do what he does.
So, yes, and it's going to go down now, Lindsay, as probably the worst trade in NBA history, okay? The Paul George trade. And that sucks for Paul George because he's a good player in his career.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to go down that way probably because of what Shea became afterwards. Now, they did, to Rob's point earlier, they had to endure some years, some lean years, okay? They had, I believe, 3 years, okay, where they did not make the playoffs. They won 22 games, 24 games, and then 40 games, okay? And they did not make the playoffs. They did make the play-in that last year, okay? But they had 2 years of 22 and 24. Now, it wasn't 6 like the Lakers, where it was miserable, but it was 2. And 2 is too much to endure here after what they endured before LeBron arrived.
Well,
okay?
it certainly is when you've got Luka.
Well, for sure. And that's not happening. So they've already got Luka, which they would never get to that point, barring Luka getting hurt. So anyway, to answer your question, then they draft Chet, right? Mm-hmm. And by the way, they didn't have great luck there either. I mean, he got hurt that first year.
Right.
And then he got hurt he played great in his second year, and then he got hurt in his third year, okay? But what they did do is an incredible job of scouting, not just for the top-tier talent, but the secondary talent. But real quick, Jalen Williams was not a top 5 pick. If I recall correctly, and you can look this up, he might have been like 11 or 12, 13, in that range somewhere.
Jalen Williams, J-Dub, the kid out of Santa Clara.
12 overall.
12, right.
First round, 12th pick, right.
And do you know the story about how they found Jalen Williams?
Tell me.
They were scouting someone else.
They were scouting Chet. Chet was playing at Gonzaga.
That's right.
Santa Clara and Gonzaga, as you know,
West
are
Coast
rivals.
Conference, yep.
Yeah. And they were watching Chet film. And they were like, Gonzaga's kicking the crap out of Santa Clara in both these games. And they were like, who is this kid that just, even though it's a 20-point game, he is going full freaking throttle on both ends. Like, the score does not matter. And, like, he would bring them, within striking distance. But then Gonzaga was just, they were just too strong. And they were like, Jalen Williams, we need to go see that guy. And that's how they found Jalen Williams. And I told you the story about A.J. Mitchell, how they were going to scout someone else, and they saw him that day, and they were like, whoa, that guy. Who's that guy? So, like, they do a great job. And there's a reason early in the season in December, The Athletic did a poll of 36 executives, and they couldn't vote for their own team. And they had to rank the front offices 1 through 5. Like, they had to create a list. And there's a reason Oklahoma City was number 1 by an overwhelming margin.
Yeah, but, George, You're talking about all these guys that they scouted, and they did a great job of scouting. Then they make brilliant moves. I mean,
Right, you're right.
We saw it during the Lakers series.
Yes.
I mean, when we saw a guy like A.J. Mitchell, who we've talked about a lot, but then you see a guy like Jared McCain.
Kaysen Wallace was drafted.
And
they found
Caruso's
Lou
performance
Dort
last night
in the G League.
Right.
Okay. Isaiah Joe in the G League. They trade for Chet Holmgren. They trade for Caruso. They developed a guy like Aaron Wiggins, who played a little yesterday, but he balled out for them last season. Like, these guys know what they're doing. And then you look at San Antonio, they've done a lot of the similar things. They've done the homework on the top tier and enough on the bottom tier guys, and also made smart trades.
But this is why I look at San Antonio and I look at Oklahoma City the same way I look at the Dodgers, and I'll tell you why. Is another tight tease.
Tight. Keep it tight.
Look at you. Keep them tight,
tight tease.
Keep them tight.
But you let it out there.
I know, but this is why I look at these teams like most people look at the Dodgers.
Beautiful.
Okay.
7:43 on a Tuesday. Cappy, keep it tight and tell us about our friends at Pizza Hut.
Oh, I would love to. As a matter of fact, I ordered a Pizza Hut pizza while I was in New Orleans. It was Sunday night. I was watching the game. I was watching, I guess it was the Cavs game on Sunday night. And I was like, you know what? I'm just ordering a Pizza Hut pizza. And I had the app on my phone. And you guys know I'm not good at technology. So today it's Cap versus the app. And it's real talk. Because if you are a crust lover, you got to ask yourself, you love the crust or you want to leave the crust? A lot of people will eat the pizza and they'll leave the crust. Not me. I'll eat the whole crust. Pizza Hut has just changed the entire crust game because now they've got the new crispy Parm Pan Pizza. It's completely built different. It starts with Pizza Hut's legendary original pan pizza, the one that everybody already knows and loves. But now they've taken Parmesan cheese and baked it right onto the edge of the crust, and it is unbelievable. It's crispy, it's golden, it's cheesy, it's crispy. You're going to love it. Anyway, now you can grab a medium one-topping crispy Parm Pan pizza for just $11.99, or you can do the large for only $3 more. This is an all-star pizza, people, with a Hall of Fame crust. Do you hear me? Order now at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app. You can do it. I can do it. I did it. You can do it. Earn rewards towards free Pizza Hut when you're ordering, and it's a limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes. Get that Pizza Hut app, Jack.
Thank you, Cap. When we return in 3 minutes from right now, we will pay off the tease. How are the Spurs like the Dodgers? We'll also get out Bergey's Oregon, talk to Dodgers baseball. That's next on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
The personalities you know.
This season, considering how the hell it went, not a failure. They missed LeBron for the first 14 games. He had no preseason. They lose Austin for 5 weeks. Then he eventually comes back.
The personalities you know, the teams you love, the station you spend time with every day. LA's mega sports station. ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
I'm going to Morongo to win a new pontoon boat. I wonder if they'll let me back the trailer up and test it in the Oasis pool. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
We're giving away a Manitou Cruise pontoon boat. Be here May 31st, 10 p.m. to win.
Number 2.
Rewards members get a free nautical keychain Memorial Day while supplies last.
And the number 1 reason.
Happy hour at Mosen. Half-price drinks. Monday through Thursday, 2 to 5 p.m. Friday, noon to 5 p.m.
Morongo. Good times.
This is John Ireland. Here in LA, we got tired of wondering what was in our tap water. So we installed a Life Source whole house water system. One system, better tasting water from every tap. No harsh chlorine taste, no salt, no hassle. Life Source is an essential home appliance. Call the Life Source Water California factory at 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. For limited time, factory direct pricing and free installation. Life Source Water. Taste and feel the difference.
Warranty limitations apply.
Sedano's going to take care of your mom.
Always take care of mom. 747. Come hang out with the Mason and Ireland Show featuring Beto Duran and Marcus Grant Thursday, May 28th from noon to 3 at Chino City Hall for the Oral Hershiser Chevrolet Grand Opening Celebration. Join Dodgers legend Oral Hershiser, the Bulldog, special guest, community leaders, and more, and so much more for an exciting afternoon celebrating Chino's newest dealership. They need some Chevrolet love out in Chino. All thanks to Hershiser Chevrolet. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show, and that amazing Cappy tease in 90 seconds from right now.
Memorial Day weekend checklist. Sunscreen, check. Snacks, check. Road trip playlist, check. Now, when's the last time you checked your oil? Before you hit the road, head to Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a fast 15-minute stay-in-your-car oil change, and no appointment is ever needed. Plus, they'll check your fluids, battery, wipers, and more, so you can worry less about your car and focus more on the weekend ahead. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a special offer and your nearest location. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, easy, and road trip approved.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it is time to settle up, people. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Progressive knows there's no one more important to your team than your pet. They're like your top draft pick.
And it looks like Chuck has selected Pepper the Corgi. Bold pick there, Deborah.
Yeah, Rich, Pepper has a high ceiling for sure, but he does have a tendency to bark at every tree.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, but also takes a lot off of it, especially when it's been left near the edge.
Nothing left to do now but suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show, presented by Call Jacob and Jacob Emrani.
The new phone number, 800-345-6789.
My guy, your guy, Cappy's guy, the great Jacob Emrani. 800-345-6789.
With a new phone number, 800-345-6789.
7:49 and on a Tuesday, a Live Imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. Well, we play this song to open the show and at 9 o'clock. The reason why we play this part of the song, we don't get to play that part, but The Who, of course, sang Eminence Front. Happy birthday, he turns 81, Pete Townsend today of The Who.
Wow, 81, man. Wow. What a life these guys have lived. They keep on going.
They keep on going. You know why? Because do something you love, then you don't have to work every day like us. Right. We ain't working. We ain't out there working hard like the proud Americans and proud Angelinos in this city. No, you're scumbags here. We got to talk about sports and schwans.
Right.
That's going to be the new slogan this summer.
Oh,
sports
yeah.
and schwans.
I text you guys yesterday when I'm on vacation. It's going to be Cappy and Geeter, the return of the schwans.
Return of the schwans. Return of the schwans. Speaking of schwans.
Yeah.
Time for Berkey's Orchid.
How do those two compute?
Wow.
You can watch the Blue Review each weekday at 6:30 a.m. with Gregory Arthur Bergman and Marcus Grant. Yes, Sedano?
Well, this will work out perfectly because Cappy's tease of how the Dodgers or the Spurs and the OKC are like the Dodgers, or they function like the Dodgers in a lot of ways.
Well,
will be perfect at 8 o'clock after this is over. By the way, I do like the WEMBY drawing behind you, the alien
yes,
drawing.
Carlo Saisu did that.
He is an artist.
So we're going to save that tease for when Evan Cohen joins us at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I want you to dazzle Evan Cohen. Because other than being the morning host, he's also the vice president of content for Good Karma Brands.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to tickle his fancy a little bit.
Gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta tickle.
Maybe not do that hand expression while we're on video, but that's okay. Gregory Arthur Bergman, let's tickle it. Take it away.
So
I mean,
it was a pitching duel yesterday, very much so. Yamamoto versus Michael King, and Yamamoto was actually really good despite one pitch. He had a splitter that landed in the middle of the plate for Miguel Andujar, who hit it out for a home run, and that was basically the game. Or not basically, that was the game. Because Michael King, for your Padres, Cappy, was absolutely fantastic. Every single one of his pitches was hitting an edge. It was hitting in the zone. He had everybody off balance. That was a phenomenal pitching performance. He was shoving it up the Dodgers' patootie.
Yeah.
Patootie.
Right.
I haven't heard of patootie.
Right.
No, that was good.
That's a good word.
Patootie.
We should start using it more frequently. We use this a lot.
I mean, patootie. I haven't heard since I used to watch like Happy Days as like a child.
Right.
Got to change it up every once in a while. You should have seen Morales' face. He was like, "Oh, what's he going to say?"
Yeah.
I think in Laverne and Shirley they used to use patootie.
Really, the Big Ragu would use that a lot with Lenny and Squiggy. Is that right?
Right.
For those of you that don't know, you don't know.
Yeah,
but you lost us there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Yamamoto was fantastic.
Yamamoto.
You can't even get upset with what he did. It came down to the fact that the Dodgers again could not get anything going, and I fully give it to Michael King though, because what he did was because of him that they couldn't score. I wouldn't say that's anything to do with how the Dodgers played against the Angels. This was just a really good pitcher, two really good pitchers. And the game was over by 9 o'clock. It was wonderful.
Fast. Yeah, it was fast. I know. I was watching. I had Game 7 of the NHL playoffs on. I had on this Dodgers-Padres game, and I had on, obviously, the San Antonio-Oklahoma City game, all three at the same time. I will just say one thing about Michael King. I was surprised. It looked like he may have gotten himself into a little bit of trouble in the sixth inning.
He did.
And I said, okay, well, this is probably where this comes to an end. But they sent him back out there for the seventh, and he got through the seventh, which is, he made a really nice recovery.
Yeah, so
in the seventh.
The big play of the game for the Dodgers was in the sixth inning when Michael King was starting to struggle a little bit. What's his name? Hesong Kim was on second base, and Shohei Ohtani was at the plate. And Shohei just had a little dribbler up the first base side. Your catcher Duran threw the ball away into right field. Hesong Kim is sprinting around third base, and Dino Ebo put up a stop sign.
But give credit to Tatis, who was playing second base, because Tatis had backed up the throw, which was a very, very heads-up play.
It was a very heads-up play, and he then bobbled the ball, and that was the moment for the Dodgers to try and get a run. I understand Dino Ebel. I'm not blaming Dino Ebel for this. I like to blame him for a lot of things, but this one, putting up the stop sign, made sense. It was probably the right call, but in hindsight for him, he has to think, that was our opportunity to score.
In a 1-0 game, you got to go for it.
In a 1-0 game, 2 outs, your fastest guy, the guy, Hessong means comet. He's the fastest guy on your team.
Ooh, fun fact.
Hey,
that's good. Shouts out.
Good Japanese language.
It's not Japanese. It's Korean.
It's Korean.
What is wrong with you?
They're not all the same.
Come on, man. What you know?
Korean,
Why,
Japanese,
you don't know
messed
nothing
up.
about no Korean.
No, I guess not.
No, he's
My bad, y'all.
He's Korean.
My bad.
Korean. As he's around, so like that was the moment to try and find a way to score a
Do you
run
remember
right
what
there.
happened in 1992 in this city? They're going to come after you.
For what? For making a mistake?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, sometimes I say to a guy, I go, hey, so what were you? You're Australian, right? They're like, no, I'm from New Zealand. People get offended. Hey, you were in the
so
Marines,
Hessong
right?
Kim.
Yeah,
No,
let
I'm
him
in the
go.
Army.
Let him go. This is a Bergie segment.
You're going on an outrage. All right, so going around third. So that was your moment to score. So that's the only time that you have to score in that moment because you don't know if you're ever going to get a shot, especially against this Padres bullpen who are locked down. Jason Adam came in right afterwards, was great as he always is, and then you have Mason Miller at the end of the game. And while he had
shaky.
As soon as he locked in, he was unhittable.
But his first 10 pitches, 9 of them were balls.
Yeah,
He
and they were
couldn't find
sitting
the
on
plate.
him.
Yeah, he couldn't find the plate, and then there was a challenge on a strike, and the Padres actually got the challenge right.
Yep.
And that's when Mason Miller went back to being Mason Miller.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he threw a fastball at about 101 miles an hour right past Freddie Freeman in the top of the zone, and you're like, oh no, here he goes.
Yep.
He's locked in now, and then he was locked in from that point, and this went bang, bang, bang. Max Muncy had no shot at all against Mason Miller then.
Although I just kept saying to everybody I was watching the game with, I'm like, him pitching 100-plus miles an hour, any one of these Dodgers hitters just gets a hold of one, and it's gone.
Yep.
And I thought Max Muncy, who's so clutch, could have been that guy.
Right. He was right there. He felt. I thought he had a chance to get it, but just didn't work out. Kyle Hurt, your guy Kyle Hurt, has now moved very, very high up the trust tree. He has been fantastic. He's given up 1 run, and that 1 run was on, I believe, April 15th, and since then he's given up nothing. Just, I think, 4 or 5 hits in total and probably about 10 outings. So he's been fantastic, and he's moving up the trust tree, especially with Jack Dreyer going on the IL for inflammation. They're hoping it's only going to be 15 days, but we know how those things go. So a little update for you with guys that are the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow, shut down. He has been shut down. He's going to be out for a little while with those back spasms. That's not surprising because Tyler Glasnow is always injured. Brusdar Graterol was moved to the 60-day IL, so I don't think we're ever going to see Brusdar Graterol pitch again for the Dodgers. He's a free agent at the end of the year. I can't imagine they bring him back. But if he comes back, that'd be fantastic because it would help the bullpen, but otherwise, I don't see it happening. So that's Dreyer on the IL, Glasnow on the IL, Graterol moving to the 60-day IL, and Blake Snell obviously still out there.
I don't want it in my eyes.
Exactly right. 7:57. Thank you, Bergie. The Blue
welcome.
Review each weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. on our YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles, presented by LAX. When we return in 4 minutes, Cappy will pay off that tease. How are the Spurs like the Dodgers? Evan Cohen, ball knower extreme, will join us from Unsportsmanlike for his weekly visit. You know Sedano and him are going to geek out about last night's game with the Spurs and Thunder. That's next on your morning show, Jack. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on ESPN LA. But first, let me tell you on this Live Imaging Tuesday about my friends at Providence. You know they saved my life, and they can save yours if you need to, especially if you have cancer or somebody in your life has cancer. But how about you make some steps to avoid that? Remember, your health is the real MVP. Providence reminds you to stay in the game by prioritizing cancer screenings. When it comes to cancer, early detection saves lives. Many cancers develop quietly without noticeable symptoms. Right? When you hear about that from people, they go, oh, how many times have you heard somebody's story where they go, no, I just wasn't feeling great. I went for a checkup, and then bam! But listen, you don't want to hear that bam. When it's found early, treatment options are more effective than ever. That's why routine screenings, knowing your family history, and talking to your doctor are so important. Providence brings together the best minds in cancer care, keeping you in the game with life-saving innovation and compassionate support right here in Southern California. Protect your health and get back to the moments that matter most. Learn more at providence.org/cancer. Providence.org/cancer. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California. We're back in 4 minutes on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center, May 23rd and 24th. Biggest show ever! Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. PSA, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. 770 tables. Thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it! Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, May 23rd and 24th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Don't miss the latest episode of the Blue Review with me, Greg Bergman, and Marcus Grant, talking all things Dodger baseball. Be part of the ESPN LA Blue Crew, 6:30 a.m. on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
It's Beth Duran, and you know how much I love my Toyota. And right now, the deals are sizzling at Northridge and Wondries Toyota. Get a brand new 2026 Camry for just $389 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or finance for just 4.99% APR for 60 months. What about a brand new Tacoma? I'm thinking of doing this. You can lease for just $279 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or you can finance for just 2.99% APR for 48 months. In the 818, go see NorthridgeToyota.com. In the 626, WondriesToyota.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. It's springtime in SoCal, and you're still on those same old floors? Make a power move with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Hardwood, laminate, waterproof vinyl, carpet, turf, all in stock. They even have Cortec, the original 100% waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof, luxury vinyl flooring in a ton of colors, ready and in stock. Visit the showroom off the 5 next to the Commerce Casino, or check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. No games, no gimmicks, and no spring sale beats wholesale.
8:02 in the Southland. Coverage and content of the 2026 NBA playoffs on ESPN LA is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Tune into the Eastern Conference Finals Game 1 tonight on ESPN LA 710 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. That's at 5 o'clock. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. Visit Pechanga.com for more information. It is KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Evan Cohen, and we finally pay off Cappy's tees. 1 minute from right now on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Hey, it's Wendy here. Are you looking to rebound from your high-interest credit card debt? A SoFi personal loan could help. Consolidate your debt with a SoFi personal loan into one low monthly payment, and you could save money on interest over time. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you could hit the ground running ASAP. Apply today with no fees required at SoFi.com/debt rebound. Loans originated by SoFi Bank. NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debt rebound.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, where change is in the air. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
8:03, good morning. I have now put on my LAX hat from my Valorant hat because I'll be at LAX tomorrow. Sedano's home away from home. But Cappy, on this day in 1997, the group Hanson, the three brothers, they released the song Bop. I was in high school and I love this song, Jack.
Yeah.
And I want to find out, as Evan Cohen joins us for his weekly visit, you hear him on Sports Light weekdays 3 to 7 a.m. on the commute in. Did Evan Cohen like Hanson? In 1997, was he getting down to Hanson? We say good morning to the great Evan Cohen. Evan?
I absolutely love that song. And if you actually listen to the words now, it's a lot more meaningful as an adult than when you were a kid or a teenager listening to that. Like, actually go through the lyrics, and you're like, this isn't that bad. And I've heard the acoustic versions of it. It's very good. I'm very into that.
All I hear is "Mba."
Oh, yeah, that's the song.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't listened to the lyrics enough. You know what I mean? Now I got to find these meaningful lyrics.
All right, before we get into a whole mishigash, here's the thing. We know that Sedano and Evan are going to go nuts about the game last night. But before then, Cappy...
I have something big to say.
I'm going to stop you there. We'll get to that in moments. But first, we've got to pay off this Cappy amazing tease. He did it nice and succinct, nice and packaged.
Very tight.
He's been going to the Greg Bergman School of Content to work on his teases. And he said what, Cappy?
All I'm going to say is that when I look at Oklahoma City and I look at San Antonio, I look at those teams from the Laker perspective, and I see two teams that are overwhelming, and I don't know how I can possibly get over on them. And to me, that is the way most of Major League Baseball looks at the Dodgers. Dodgers lose last night to the Padres. Padres jump into first place, and you're going, okay, but so what? They're never going to be able to overcome these guys. The Lakers, as they are, and with their quote-unquote big three, will not be able to overcome San Antonio or Oklahoma City so long as they're all healthy and they're all out there. George, that's how I see it. I see these teams as if they're the Dodgers, overwhelming and not a team that you can overcome.
Yes, I would say that these two teams are prime positioned to be in that role for the next 3 to 5 years. But what I would say is, that's why if you're the Lakers, I don't think building a 3 to 5 year plan with Luka. First of all, he's not going to have the level of patience you want for that. Second of all, there is going to be a level of urgency because you've kind of already had a year and a half to try to figure that out. And I would imagine Bill Duffy, his agent, is looking at Rob and them and going, okay, guys, this is it. Like, you got to build a team that can win a championship this year against those behemoths. And whatever you got to do it, because this is where we're at now. Like, we've been here a year and a half now. So, yeah, like, that's why I don't think that the Lakers are in a great position, but I also don't think that they can take the approach you want, which is, oh, well, let's just, let's build for the future. I don't think you can do that.
Ev, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting comp. I think the dominance the Dodgers have shown and the dominance that we saw last night from OKC and San Antonio, I get why you're saying that, Cappy. Obviously, the way the teams are built are different relative to draft versus acquisition of the best free agents, trades, whatever it may be. And the Dodgers have done an awesome job on that. I'm not one of these people.
Well, the Dodgers have also done an awesome job of building through their farm system. They have
no doubt
repeatedly had one of the top 3 to 5 farm systems in the time that Andrew Friedman has been here.
And both of these teams, San Antonio and Oklahoma City, have built through either drafts or really smart trades or free agent acquisitions.
And I would just say, like, that if you're doing it as a comp to the Lakers, I think what we've seen in the NBA over the last few years, get to the finals, and those that win it all have had as many players that can play 48 minutes as possible and never have to be taken out or strategized against because one side of the ball is not sufficient. Oklahoma City has a ton of players, as does San Antonio, that are good, breaking news, on both offense and defense. And that's specialists are things that I don't think high-level winning teams anymore really do as much, right? Who would you consider would be the specialist on Oklahoma City? at San Antonio, because some would have said years ago, oh, Lou Dort, defensive specialist. Lou Dort's become a good three-point shooter, right? He's not a specialist by any stretch of imagination. Devin Vassell, oh, he's just a shooter. Devin Vassell at, what was it, 118, 114, I want to say, in double overtime last night, had an awesome block to really seal the game on Chet Holmgren. I just don't believe specialists can play high-level roles on teams anymore.
Well, this is my entire point, is that you can't have a team of 3 guys and a couple other decent guys. You got to go 10 deep now. And if Luka is going to be the centerpiece of the Lakers, which we all think he is, he's signed to the long-term deal, Luka is a great offensive player who plays very minimal defense. So for me, as much as I understand the business side of, hey, let's keep LeBron because LeBron is good for the business of the Lakers, keeping this group together, or at least the core of this group, is not necessarily convincing me that it's about pursuing a championship in as much as it's about entertaining people.
No, I disagree.
I know
I'm
you
telling you.
I know you
their
do.
best shot at winning a championship is having those 3 and finding a way to figure out roster spots 4 through 10, okay? Now, with impactful players. That's on the front office's job, okay? Now, can they do that? I don't know. They're bringing in 2 new assistant GMs. I would imagine that will be helpful to have a more robust front office. But to me, if they're for their best chance next year, there's not because here's the thing. There's not a guy they can get or guys that they can get that will replace LeBron's production. It's not possible with what's available at the moment unless they make a trade I just don't see. And they're not trading for Giannis, okay? Like, they're not trading for Giannis, and even if they inquire about Giannis, it's not going to happen because they're not going to be willing to give up Austin because Luka doesn't want to give up Austin. So, full stop, that's not going to happen. And, by the way, I also don't think Luka and Giannis are actually a great fit. I think Luka and LeBron, which was a complicated fit at first, is a much better fit because LeBron is a much better and more willing passer than Giannis is, okay?
Yep.
So, because Giannis couldn't make it work with Dame, he needs the ball in his hands. He's not going to be with Luka. That would not work very well because Giannis is not willing to play like a big. So there's just not an opportunity out there for the Lakers next season to compete with either of these teams if it's not with those 3 guys and them finding out how to build out the rest of that roster.
I guess the part that's frustrating for me, guys, is what Brian Windhorst said in studio here last week. He said, you want me to get really raw? You want me to get really, really raw? And we went, yeah, Wendy, go ahead, get raw. And he said, there's nothing they can do anyway. These 2 teams, Oklahoma City and San Antonio, are insurmountable to the Lakers, even if the Lakers put together this big 3 / get better around
They would
them.
need some good fortune to go their way, yes.
All right,
Yes.
what do you think about that?
So off of the Wendy thing, basically the conversation I had with him today was along the lines of that, of like, it seems as if there is a chance, no guarantee, wasn't reporting this, it was just conversation. There is a chance that this year's team could just simply be next year's team for the Lakers. And they just kick the can down the road another year relative to – Yeah, no, I know. I'm just reiterating that. So, like, I just think that the more and more I hear that concept, the more I think it's logical because I just don't know. Like I said to him, I was like, there's crazy internet rumors of a double sign-in trade with Austin Reeves for Jalen Duren. He said, absolutely not. Makes no sense.
No way.
Specifically for the Pistons side of it, more so than the Lakers side of it. And so I just think that, I almost think you have to accept the fact that the Lakers next year are just going to be the Lakers this year. Second round of the playoffs. Probably have a better performance in the second round. But in terms of winning games, I know they maxed effort and everything like that. And I think that's just probably what's going to be for another year.
They need – the only shot they have of being better than that is they need to find those ancillary pieces. They need to hit on low-cost signings. They need to hit on the draft on 25, like an impact player, preferably a kid. And we'll have Bobby Marks on in a little bit. He's going to join us at 8:30, and we can talk cap stuff with him and draft stuff with him because nobody's better at it. And they need to hit on 25, preferably with a player that is ready to play right now, like an older player. like the Heat did with Jaime Jaquez, or there's a lot of people high on the kid from Michigan, Lendenberg, whatever his name is, Yaxel, the Dominican kid, that some guy like that, or by the way, use those 3 first-rounders you have and trade for guys that are ready to contribute right away, and utilize that draft capital. And I don't think that's something that people are talking enough about. Rob mentioned it in his exit meeting, post-game presser, or whatever you want to call it. And he mentioned that trades are certainly going to be on the table, that they're going to try to actively look for trades.
Well, I have a rule about giving up future firsts, and I think the Lakers will fit this rule. My rule about giving up future firsts is very simple. I will give up as many as I need to get to the player I want to get to, as long as I have a way to get them back one day. And the Los Angeles Lakers have a way to get them back. They're never going to do this, but in theory, you can give up the 3 because 2-3 years from now, if it's not working, Luka will get him right back for you.
Yep.
No, but you're not trading Luka. You would trade Austin.
No, but I think the point is that if you had to get them,
not getting it back.
yeah, if you
you're
had
not
to get
getting
them
you
back.
3, but he's getting you 1 or 2 at least. So I don't think you can get rid. I don't think you can get. Yeah, you'll get 3 for Luka, but they're not getting rid of Luka. Like, that's not happening.
Let's pause on that, Evan. Pause on that, Evan. I'm going to pot you down here because we're just going to take a quick 1-minute timeout so we can talk about
logic, but I'm just saying that's not happening. That's not realistic.
We're going to cleanse
this is
the
why
palate.
I end up arguing with him on email all the time.
I know. We're going to cleanse the palate and talk about our friends at SeaWorld, Cappy.
Oh, I'd love to. Hey, summer is calling. We're right around the corner now, right? And now is the time to lock in savings at SeaWorld San Diego before these savings are gone. So the Shark Encounter, brand new, is opening on May 22nd. That's coming up later this week. This is going to be an amazing experience because you're going to go face-to-face with sharks. And you can actually feed the sharks. It's going to be wild. We're going to be down there on June 5th doing a live broadcast. We'll all be there, and we'll definitely be feeding the sharks. In fact, Chris, you could get fed to the sharks that day, big boy.
You're going to feed me to the sharks?
Feed you to the sharks.
The sharks would love you, Chris.
Oh, they would.
And then there's all kinds of other great shows. Serious laughs with the Sea Lions tonight, which is going to be great. The all-new Dolphin Adventure Show, energetic and super fun. Here's the thing. There's also these great concerts all summer long at SeaWorld San Diego. Yin Yang Twins, Soulja Boy, Paul Wall, Skillet, and more. And the best part, it's all included with park admission. I have grown up, or at least my kids have grown up, going to SeaWorld. Your kids are going to love it. Tickets start at just $59.99, but these savings will not last long. $59.99 for park admission. Grab yours now at SeaWorldSanDiego.com. That's SeaWorldSanDiego.com. Make this summer one to remember. SeaWorld San Diego. Open your world to something amazeballs.
Thank you, Cappy. 816. We bring Evan Cohen back up. By the way, you mentioned the Yin Yang Twins. Tommy Lamb, our market manager, him and I are going to go as the Yin Yang Twins for Halloween.
Wait a second. You guys are going as Yin Yang Twins.
Yeah. Meanwhile, let's continue with Evan Cohen already in progress.
Let me whisper in your ear. You got a hey, little mom, let me whisper in your ear.
Exactly.
First of all, I don't like what George just did. That was completely unfair. You put my mic down. I never said trade Luka. I said my rule is I'll give you anything you want as long as I can get it. And I had something so nice to say about you that now I'm debating whether or not to say it. I'll let you know by the end of the interview.
You don't have to say nice things about me. I actually prefer you don't.
Yeah, don't say it. He gets his ass kissed enough around here. Forget about it.
It was such... No, because, Cappy, you know what? George is not here. Just you and I talk.
Yeah, you and me.
His mic down.
You and me.
Okay? All right, here, you and me. Something happened the other day, and I didn't realize it was George. And I felt something. I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. And I held it in. I've only told one person this.
Tell me.
I was going to break it out today on this show. No, because he shut my mic off and was rude to me.
I didn't shut your mic off. I'm in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I did it, to be fair.
I don't know.
Wait, so
you think I got a button over here?
So you're not going to tell me the one nice thing that you told only to one person?
Hey, Cappy, maybe I'll tell you off the air. I was going to tell all of L.A. It's 17 past the hour. Quack, quack. I will let you know in a few minutes.
You're going to decide?
I will make this.
Okay, how about this?
I'm going to decide.
All right. How about this? Let's you and I. Nobody cares about whatever nice thing I did. Let's talk you and me and Cappy and everybody about what we saw yesterday. Okay, because here's what we've spent a lot of time talking about the Lakers aspect of this, as we should. Okay, but let's take a moment. We have a really great listener here named Jonathan Watson, he helps actually. I feel like he helps produce the shows the way he's engaged with the content here on a daily basis for many, many, many years, all 10 that I've been here. Okay, and he tweeted me and the crew earlier today, and he made this comment, and I stand by this. Okay, he said, and I quote, "I feel bad for fans who check out once their team is out because y'all are missing something special with WEMBY." And here's what I would say. You're not only missing something special with WEMBY, you're missing what I think is going to be a classic series that we're going to see in different iterations. Maybe it's not always going to be in the Western Conference Finals, but we're going to see a classic battle of these two teams, I think, for at least the next 3 to 5 years. And, man, Game 1, Evan, I've been there. And, look, I'm putting finals games aside. I can't think of very many conference finals games that were as good as that one. The Robert Horry shot against Sacramento comes to mind clearly. The Lakers, Kobe to Shaq against Portland when they're down big in Game 7. Now, granted, different circumstances at that point. LeBron at the buzzer against Paul George, Heat and Pacers. Like, one single conference finals game, there aren't that many that stack up to what I saw yesterday. And I would say that one is near the top, if not at the top already, just because of the double overtime experience.
It was unbelievable. Pure transparency. I watched it until I couldn't, and then I watched it back this morning because the time I wake up. But
that'll get you going, though, in the morning when you're watching that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no question. No question. The level of intensity was through the roof, obviously. I think the initial point, you said Jonathan is his name?
Jonathan Watson. That's right. Good man.
Jonathan Watson. Okay, so Jonathan Watson brings up a really interesting point because what Jonathan Watson is asking the Sedano and Cap fans and ESPN LA fans, are you Lakers fans or are you Lakers fans and basketball fans? And so we know 100% there are millions of Lakers fans that consume the ESPN LA content. I don't know how many of them are also basketball fans. And so I would assume that many of them are. But that's the kind of night last night where if you're just a person out there that's listening or watching, and you're just a Lakers fan, George's plea to continue your fandom of just great sports should be applied to this series. It's not every series. I live in New York. I'm from New York. I can't sit here and say if you're a Lakers fan and kind of an basketball fan that you should be all in on Knicks Cavs. I can't tell you that. But this one, Here's the best way I could say it. There will not be one player on the floor in this series that spouse or kids or friends and say, that guy's not that good. Every player that will play is good. Seriously. There's not going to be one bad player that plays. You can watch the Knicks and Cavs and turn to somebody and be like, that guy plays a role in this team. This series, there are no bad players. Not one. Not one.
Well,
I can't even think. Can you guys think of any?
No,
that are even like you would say, that guy's not good.
Well,
No.
But I would just say this to you guys. I'm probably the guy you're talking to. In other words, I watch the NBA through the lens of the Lakers. And I watch the NBA.
That's very sad.
It's true, though. But it is true. I watch the Lakers and whoever they're playing. Now, George has pounded on me for years that I got to get more into the rest of the league. And I've done that to the point where last night you've got a Game 7 final, Game 7 in the NHL between a legendary organization like Montreal and a town that is just starved for a championship in Buffalo, and it's a Game 7, so I'll watch that any day. Then I had the Padres and the Dodgers, and it's Game 1 of a 3-game series, and we're like 45 games into the season, not nearly as important. But my main focus last night was on San Antonio and Oklahoma City. So I'm that guy that you guys are talking to, that I'm really more of just a Laker follower and not necessarily a basketball fan, but I know that it's Wemby versus Chet. I know that it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I know it's Alex Caruso, and I know the storyline going in that there's not going to be any De'Aaron Fox. And could San Antonio go into Oklahoma City and steal a game? And then today, I think by doing that, I don't know how you guys feel, but everything I've watched and everything I've listened to already this morning is now everybody's like, I think San Antonio's ready, and I think San Antonio's ready to knock off the champs and win the championship this year. You guys feel that way?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Not yet.
I mean, hold on. Wait, hold on. Ready? Yes. Capable? Yes. Could they do it? Yes. Check. I actually left that game last night, and no one agrees with me. I left that game thinking Oh, Oklahoma City's fine.
Oh, yeah. No. I felt the same way. And do you want to know why I felt that way? Did you see the stat through 3 quarters? On Shea double teams, they were 5 of 17 on open looks. 5 of 17. Do you know what percentage they hit against the Lakers on those double teams? 60%.
I don't.
Do you want to know what their regular season plus playoff percentage was on open looks off Shea doubles this season?
Tell us.
53%. Okay? That was an anomaly yesterday. They missed those open looks.
Yeah. I didn't want to make you look bad. Cappy texted me last night. He was following along. He works for Stats and Info at night. So, but yeah, I mean, that's...
I was breaking them all down last night in a big way. I had all kinds of little nuggets last night.
Actually, that's a great bit. Morales, Bergman, Lindsay, everybody, you guys need to figure out a way for one night only to somehow get Cappy to Bristol and put him in the Stats and Info department.
And then just video that. Yeah.
Well,
like put it on social.
I'll just tell you guys. I'll tell you guys real quick before we get to Jacob. Last night I sent out a text to everybody. Dylan Harper is the second rookie with 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals in a playoff game. And he joins Magic Johnson in Game 2 of the 1980 Western Conference Semis versus the Suns. Like, I'm just breaking out all the stats and information last night.
We got to say bye to Evan Cohen because Bobby Marks coming up in just a few minutes. Okay.
Go ahead, quickly.
1 second. Okay, 1 second. The other day, I'm driving into work. I listen to SportsCenter all night, every single night. And I'm driving in, and I hear the final call between the Pistons and the Cavs, Game 7. And I literally sat back, and I'm like, boy, Kesty is so good. And then I heard it more. And I'm like, that's not Kesty. That's Sedano.
Yeah.
Sedano has not gotten good at play-by-play. He's gotten great at play-by-play.
Okay, Evan, on that note, I'm going to put you on hold because we are up against it.
You said you wanted to say something nice. We gave
the
you
great
the opportunity.
Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, that's it. No more nice stuff.
Right.
You hear it
Thank
3 to 7 a.m. right here on ESPN LA. I hold up his beautiful picture, by the way. Bobby Marks, also a beautiful man.
He's good
in
looking.
3 minutes. But first, let's talk about Jacob Emrani, guys.
Yes, absolutely. Look, around L.A., Cappy, a lot of people are on bikes now, riding to work, cutting through traffic, just trying to get to where they need to go. The problem is drivers still miss them all the time.
Yep, that's right. One careless lane change. One door swings open. One driver looking down at his phone, and suddenly, BAM! Yeah, you're dealing with real injuries and real bills. So if you got hurt in a bicycle accident, you got to call Jacob.
At 800-345-6789.
6-7.
Call Jacob Emrani. He's built a team that knows how these cases work and how to push when the other side tries to play games, Cap. So call him at 800-345-6789 or visit calljacob.com for what, Cappy?
You get that free consultation, the no-obligation case review, and remember this, don't sweat money. No fee unless we win. So, George, let's hit that phone number one more time.
800-345-6789 or visit calljacob.com. Call Jacob, proud sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Thank you, Sedano. 827. Coming up in 3 minutes, Bobby Marks, ESPN front office insider, joins us on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show right here on ESPN LA.
The personalities you know.
In fairness, they did draft his son. They did trade for Anthony Davis. They did get Russell Westbrook when he really wanted Russell Westbrook. They have not taken LeBron for granted. Do you think they have? I don't.
The personalities you know, the teams you love, the station you spend time with every day. LA's mega sports station. ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center, May 23rd and 24th. Biggest show ever! Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. CSA, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. 770 tables, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it! Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, May 23rd and 24th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
All right, guys, real talk. Are you a crust lover or one of those crust leavers? Because I got to tell you, Pizza Hut's new crispy Parm Pan Pizza is next level. It's the original pan crust you already love, but now they've baked Parmesan cheese right onto the edge. I'm talking crispy, golden, cheesy crunch with that soft, fluffy inside. Grab a medium, one-topping crispy Parm Pan for just $11.99 or go large for $3 more. Order now at PizzaHut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
8:29. Good morning. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. Cappy on this day in 2005, the number one hit, Gwen Stefani. I ain't no holla back girl. Maybe you are. I don't know. Meanwhile, Sedano, it is time for the ESPN front office insider, friend of the show, the one and only Bobby Marks is on the line.
Bobby, obviously you are the man every Laker fan in Los Angeles wants to hear from.
Damn right we do.
Because they're like, how the hell are they going to build this roster? Okay. So let's start with this, because we've been having a conversation, you know, and obviously exacerbated, by what people saw last night. Like, how are they supposed to compete with the Spurs and Thunder? Now, is there a way that they can build a competent roster if the three guys are back? What would those numbers need to look like specifically for Austin and LeBron for them to be able to utilize whatever tools are available for them in cap space could be available for them to build out the rest of the roster? Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, I think first, after watching these two teams last night, I think it's a pretty scary thought for the rest of the Western Conference. I really do. And these teams are only going to get better when you look at – I have an article coming out tomorrow. These two teams got 50 draft picks in the next 8 years coming their way. You know, think about that. They're only going to add to their roster here. I think from the Lakers' perspective, I think – when we've talked about this before, we can talk about cap space till we're blue in the face. Cap space doesn't mean anything when your best free agents are on your own roster here, and best free agents in the league are on your own roster. So I think certainly the Reeves number really is not of consequences, because he's basically going to stay on as a cap hold, and then basically you're going to fill out your roster, before you re-sign him here. But I think if you had LeBron at around 30, and this is basing it off running this group back. Like, this isn't basing it that we're going to be a team that's going to act as cap space. So if you have LeBron at 30 and you have Reeves north in the mid-30s here, it still gives you the flexibility to bring back Rui if you want, and also use your $15 million non-tax mid-level exception and have the flexibility in trades and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's basically you have to basically pick two different path as far as where you want to go. Do you want to go to the cap space path, which would be roughly $50 million in room, and that you could still bring Reeves back after you use that money, or do you want to be the team that kind of runs back the same group and then basically have flexibility again when you get into 2027? Now, the problem with 2027 is that nearly half the league is going to be in the same boat as you with flexibility here. Right now, it's just you, Brooklyn, and Chicago. So it's not an easy decision as far as what you have to make. This free agent class is not very good at all. I'll be honest with you. It's a lot of older players, and it's a lot of players who are restricted free agents, and those players are really hard to come by.
So, Bobby, if you were working in the Lakers front office, let's just hypothetically, you're the general manager of the Lakers. Could you look at bringing back the core of the Lakers? And I'm talking about, obviously, Luka, he's signed, but LeBron, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart, Rui Hachimura. Could you look at the core and say, you know what? We can build enough around them to beat Oklahoma City or San Antonio. Could you, in your own mind?
No, I don't think. Listen, to be honest with you, I don't think what they do if they bring back the same roster, and if they go out in free agency, it's hard for me to believe they can compete with either team. I really don't. I mean, listen, things would have to line up perfectly, and why those teams are different. There's such an infrastructure there. There's an infrastructure of players on rookie contracts. When you look at what Oklahoma City's been able to do, and what San Antonio, I mean, Carter Bryant would be the starting small forward for the Lakers, or power forward. He would be a starter. He's your seventh, eighth man in San Antonio here. So I don't think there's a 1 year plan that you can put a roster together and think that next season you're going to be able to compete with either team. Now, if you don't want to wave the white flag either here, but I think that, certainly the plan would be that you probably want to mirror what Dallas did with Luka, as far as adding some of the pieces that they did with whether it be a rim protector or a lob threat, a big wing, some shooting, which I think you already have on your roster here. But this is going to be kind of a multi-phase process here. You're not going to be able to do everything you probably want just in one summer.
So then I guess I would just go back and ask this question. If again, I'm asking you to play, you're in the Lakers organization, and you have to make a decision. Do we want to bring LeBron back because he's good for business and he's still a great player? Or are we thinking about the future and how to build a roster that can go 10, 12 deep like these teams that we're watching last night? Well, which direction would you go? And by the way, is LeBron the key to that? Maybe I'm looking at it all wrong.
Well, listen, I mean, so let's say you don't bring him back. Okay. Mm-hmm. Are you better next year?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. So if you're willing to be content with that and basically kind of rip the Band-Aid off, right, and go post LeBron, then you have to be content that you're going to be a much different roster, but you probably won't be a 53-win team. I mean, that's the reality of it with Luka and Reeves back, and then you kind of fill in the gaps as far as you certainly want to go get a center, and then you want to fill in some other things here, and whether it be in free agency or maybe some of your own players here. I don't think you can make the argument that you're a better team. You'll add a pick in the draft, which is the 25th pick. Maybe you can move that for something else here, but yeah, it's as I've always said, with some of these teams that get older, and I know Lakers are a little bit different because they have Luka and Austin. When you don't have the infrastructure of younger players and you've traded those picks, and rightfully so, they've made deals to win. And you don't really have much to move in a deal in the future. It's tough. It's tough to build. It's very difficult to build your roster in free agency. I would rather, if you were the Lakers, I would rather have the group under contract, going into not as a cap space team this summer.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Lakers have not extended a first-round pick since 2005. That was Andrew Bynum. They did extend one second-rounder in Max Christie a few years ago, but then obviously had to trade him for Luka. They have done it in the pre-Rob. There was, I think they did a really nice job of finding young players, but none of those young players became the star that can lead you, right? They have one of those guys now in Luka, but they don't have the guys on those rookie contracts, to your point, which creates a real problem, right? Like, you have to hit on developmental pieces through the draft, or whether you find them in the G League. Because here's the thing, you look at OKC. Yeah, they traded for Caruso, but they had him in their program before, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they had him on OKC's G League team prior, so they knew what they had there. Lou Dort, they developed through the G League. Like, they've found guys not just in the draft or early in the draft. Hell, Jalen Williams, I told the story to the audience last hour. They found him because they were scouting Chet and realized, who the hell's this kid who's just, playing full throttle, even though his team's getting throttled in these games against Gonzaga and Santa Clara. Like, they've just done A.J. Mitchell, right? Like, they were scouting someone else.
Yeah,
they found him.
Like, that's what you have to do. You have to go out and find the Julian Champagnes, a Luke Cornett in free agency. Right. I know they paid part of the non-tax for him. Isaiah Joe, Kenrick Williams, Aaron Wiggins type players. Like that's what you have to go out and do. It's not about, putting a $30 million offer sheet per year on Peyton Watson. Like that doesn't solve it here. But that's, the Mitchell one is a great example. He goes in the mid-30s here. But those are the type of guys as far as to build kind of a build around, around Luka. And then, maybe there's an opportunity for you down the road to add another player to that group.
Bobby, let me ask you, because you mentioned a center, and George and I went back and forth all year long about DeAndre Ayton. I mean, to me, you get what you pay for, and you got an $8 million center who played like an $8 million center.
Yeah, I mean, except he shouldn't play. The bigger issue I have with him, Bobby, is that he should not be an $8 million center, and he's only an $8 million center because of his own fault is the way I put it.
Right. So we argued about this all season long, but in the final analysis, I mean, that's what he was paid, and he played in almost every game. And some games he was on the floor, but he didn't really show up. So the question really is, are there big men out there that the Lakers might be able to acquire this offseason that can just be competitive with the likes of Chet or Wemby? Now, Wemby's a freak. I get it. He's a once-in-a-lifetime sort of talent. But is there anybody out there that the Lakers could sign and go, at least now you've got a competitive big man out there?
The one name that was basically picked up the most buzz for a lot of teams in Chicago last week was Robert Williams. That's the name, and now you have to be cautious with that because you're the game's availability, the minutes, you have to. That's the one guy. I don't want to say neutralized Victor, but I think guarded him probably one of the best and certainly in the playoffs in the first round. That would be the guy. He's probably one of the top unrestricted free agents centers out there, and I think he gives you that shot blocker, that rim protector, that guy that can, lob threat for Luka. Now the question is, the cost. What's the cost? Is it $12, $13 million? I think that's kind of where his range is. But there'll be other teams that also see that. There's teams out there, certainly Atlanta and Boston and Clippers are teams that have money to spend and everything like that. But that would be the one guy, if I could circle in free agency on kind of your, on your wish list. That would be the guy.
Okay, Bobby, can you stick around for one more segment? We have to take a break for 3 minutes. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. Let's put Bobby on hold because I want to ask Bobby about all the Giannis stuff that is out there now because the Lakers are involved with that. How is that even possible? What would that fit look like? I don't like the fit, as I discussed earlier, but I want to ask him about the Giannis potential for the Lakers, if that's even potentially something that makes sense, okay? So let's do that.
Okay, guys, let's talk about our friends at Prize Picks, please.
Yeah, listen, if you want sports action in the state of California, Prize Picks is the place to be. Download that Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 lineup gets you a $50 lineup bonus. It's simple to play Prize Picks. It's more, it's less. There's a stat projection for every player imaginable. In every sport imaginable, you can bundle a couple together and win cold, hard cash.
Yeah, but right now, here's the thing we're really focused on with Prize Picks. If you've already downloaded the Prize Picks app, great. If you are considering downloading the Prize Picks app, let me just explain to you right now, there's a contest going on called the Do It Live 2026 NBA Finals Sweepstakes. And here's what it means. You pick a live square during any NBA playoff game, you're all of a sudden registered, and you could win a trip for two to the NBA Finals. So if you make a $5 lineup with at least one live NBA player pick during any part of the playoffs, you're in. Now, a live player pick, for those of you that have never played live, I watch the games. I've got my Prize Picks app open. I'm trying to follow along. Am I going to win? Maybe I'll take an early payout. But if you can play one player during a live game, you're now eligible for the Do It Live 2026 NBA Finals Sweepstakes. And I would love it if somebody in LA were representing Sedano and Cap at the NBA Finals because you won on Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app, use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make that first $5 lineup, George, to get $50 in lineups.
Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA. Bobby Marks on the other side.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are back in 3 minutes from right now.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
He's the son of a school teacher and Navy veteran who built a company worth billions and walked away from it. Tom Steyer, pledging to give away half of everything he earned to charity and fight for Californians. So when out-of-state corporations weren't paying their fair share of taxes, Tom Steyer led the fight for Prop 39 and won, making sure no one takes advantage of California and gets away with it, and earning California billions of dollars for our schools. Tom took on big oil to stop them polluting our air and water and smashed them. Tom fought for free school lunches, so no child goes hungry while learning. Tom Steyer, strong enough to take on the special interests crushing us with the cost of living. As governor, Tom will stop Wall Street from buying up middle-class homes, lower utility rates by 25%, and ban corporate PAC money from polluting our politics. Other politicians talk, Tom Steyer gets it done.
Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time. Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour, weekdays after 3 p.m., and try our new Chili Crisp dumplings, paired with a premium or beverage drink, like our delicious Thai tea, both for only $5. Only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
Yes, indeed, the 8 o'clock hour on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show brought to you by Angelica's Insurance. Every team needs a strong defense, and Angelica's Insurance has got you covered. From auto and home to business and life, they build a plan just for you. Even DUI and SR22 coverage to get you back on the road fast. Visit angelicas-ins.com for a free quote today. More of Bobby Marks in 90 seconds from right now.
So I'm in Mike Capozio's office here at Rotolo Chevrolet. And Mike, every time I hear an ad, everybody is number one. How is there more than one number one?
Number one here, number one there. And fortunately for me, Chevrolet tells us who's number one.
So we're talking huge inventory, Chevy cars and trucks, SUVs, everything you could want. That's how you stay number one. And
you got to have the inventory to give to the people, but you need the people in the building to take care of the people that are coming into our building. No one does better with a customer than we do.
That's how you stay on top for more than a decade. Go online at rotolochevy.com.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL. Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Yes, indeed, 8:47 on a Tuesday. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Our Wild Fork Foods Yacht Rock Song of the Day, Sedano, and now we return to the great Bobby Marks, already in progress.
Listen, I love Caribbean Queen. Bobby Marks, what does Billy Ocean make you think of before I get to my question about Giannis?
It makes me feel like high school, right? I mean, it feels like just kind of driving, driving a during the summer, put the top down. That's what it makes me feel like.
Yeah. Get out of your dreams. Get into your car. There it is. So, Bobby Marks, Giannis. So, the Lakers obviously called about him, I guess, at the deadline. Shams is reporting they will likely be at least inquiring about him.
Sure.
First things first, I don't think he's a great fit with Luka. Second of all, you'd have to trade Reeves, which, again, reportedly, Luka does not want to get rid of Reeves. What do you view the Giannis situation to be in regards to the Lakers, and then at large, how do you view the Giannis situation?
Well, with Reeves, he would even have to agree to it, and I don't know why. How does he fit with Milwaukee if you're paying him significant money and stuff like that? So that's the hard part there as far as kind of piecing. You could basically trade for him and take him in with cap space if you want to, and still retain Reeves here, but it's hard because what else would you have to send from the Lakers besides the 25th pick in the draft and a first in 21 and 23 and some pick swaps. I don't know if that does it for Milwaukee. I think
31 and 33, right? You said 21.
Yeah, 31 and 30.
Yeah.
31 and 33, and then you've got some pick swaps there and everything. I think they're kind of in the back of the line as far as maybe what some other teams could offer. I think the only way that he could potentially would ever get to Los Angeles would basically play hardball and basically say this is the only team I'll sign an extension with, which would be the Lakers here. I don't know if the Bucks would call his bluff on that with regards to that. So yeah, it's a hard situation to kind of point down as far as him getting to Los Angeles, just based on the lack of resources to trade for him. And then, fit wise, you would basically have him and Luka. You still have Reeves on your roster and everything. And then you're basically kind of filling in the gaps with a bunch of guys probably on minimum contracts.
So my question about Giannis is not necessarily about fit on the floor. It's fit in the locker room. What you know of him, what you know of Luka. And again, I always keep coming back to, if you were in this position, what would you be thinking? Do you think that that's a good chemistry fit besides what you think about a basketball fit?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly chemistry wise, the question will probably always whose team is it, right? Like that's kind of we always hear something about like that. Is this Luka's team? Is this Giannis's team? Does he want to walk into a situation already with with a player that a top 5 player of Luka's magnitude on this roster here? So that would be, I don't think, that would probably be something that you would probably talk about internally. And I think you already have a good idea as far as, from a personality standpoint. I think from Giannis's perspective, as far as what gives him the best opportunity to win another championship, I think that's the biggest question that he will have, when we go into over the next few weeks here.
What do you think, if you had to kind of handicap a top 3 scenario for Giannis, who would those 3 teams be?
I would say Miami. I think they probably already have a built-in package when you look at the 13th pick in the draft, and then they've got 2 future first and 31 and 33 also. You have Hero, who'll be on an expiring Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez. You could probably put in some salary filler there. I think that's probably one. I think Minnesota will be interesting. Certainly they're a team that circled the wagons with him around the trade deadline. It will cost them, and it will cost them probably Jaden McDaniels and a combination of Gobert, Randall, or Naz Reid with that. So you're looking at probably at least two players out of your starters or reserves that are going to be going out. And another question as far as what's left, they only have 1 first to trade. New York's still playing. I think the further New York goes along, I think you get to an NBA Finals. Do you want to go out and basically trade 3 of your starters for Giannis? I think that's a hard question to answer right now. Portland's a wild card just because they control Milwaukee's first for 3 years, I think from 28 to 30. New owner is always a wild card with in Portland here. They would have to be content as far as they need to know if he's signing an extension there. Who else is on Golden State? Golden State's interesting just because they do have the 11th pick in the draft. They can trade 3 more picks there, but it's like cobbling together enough salary when you look at Draymond and what else is going out if you're not willing to do. And Draymond's got a player option if you're not willing to do Jimmy Butler.
Hey, Bobby, I just want to bring it home then for a quick second about LeBron. I've always thought that LeBron, he's never going anywhere. This is the first offseason that I think that it's conceivable that he could maybe decide to go somewhere else. Do you think it's a foregone conclusion that LeBron is automatic back to the Lakers?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I think he'll look at, he'll look at what the options are. I think certainly from him being in the LA area for a long time here, and they've got their roots there, certainly with his wife and daughter and his sons at Arizona, and certainly Bronny on the roster. I think there's a comfort level certainly being on this roster coming back. I do think as far as what makes sense for him, the hard part is that I see all these some of these shows, and they say, well, why should LeBron take a discount as far as a contract? Well, the market tells you that. Right? Like the market tells you that he's not going to Brooklyn and he's not going to Chicago in cap space here, and everybody else is basically got the $15 million non-tax and a veteran minimum here. So when you're looking at Cleveland at the minimum, and you're looking at Denver at the minimum, or you're looking at Golden State, maybe a little bit more than that, those are your other options as far as what he could be looking at.
Well, Bobby, thank you so much for the time as always, brother. Appreciate you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Are you coming out to the series I'm at in the West at all or no?
I'm just going to watch it from home, man, like everybody else last night. It was something special that we were able to see last night. It was probably one of the great playoff games in a long time. Yeah. And I said it last night. Everybody's saying this is the NBA Finals, but these two teams are going to knock the crap out of each other for 7 games. I don't know what they're going to have left for when they get to an NBA Finals against Cleveland or New York.
Yeah, it's going to be wild, man. It's going to be fun to be a part of. All right, Bobby, thanks for the time as always,
thanks,
man.
Bob. Appreciate you, man.
All right, Cappy, let's talk about our friends at the Wellness Company.
Yeah, the Wellness Company. Look, everybody should have one of these. I've said it to you a million times. Everybody should have one of these medical emergency kits, because when you go into the medical emergency kit, all of the medication that you might need to get yourself better faster is right here. Last week, Chris and I went to a Dodger game with our friend Armin Cornell. He told us the story about having a chest cold, couldn't shake it for a month, couldn't work out for all this time. It was a disaster. Had Armin, had amoxicillin or a Z-Pack, had he gone into the guidebook and said, hey, here's what's going on in my chest, they would have told him, this is what you do. This is what you take. And he would have gotten himself better. In fact, when he finally got antibiotics, he said 2 days, he was all better. So do this. Go to urgentcarekit.com/710 and use our promo code 710 to save $45.
You have your vote by mail ballot. Now it's time to vote. Drop it off early at any official ballot drop box. Visit plan.lavote.gov to learn more. That's plan.lavote.gov. Brought to you by the Los Angeles County Registrar.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Rams fans, DFAR here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me, all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center, May 23rd and 24th. Biggest show ever! Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. CSA, CGC, and JSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. 770 tables. Thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it! Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, May 23rd and 24th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to FrontRowCardShow.com. That's FrontRowCardShow.com.
ESPN LA may sound one way on AM.
But you know where it sounds best?
You guessed it, crystal clear digital audio.
crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA wherever you get your apps.
And you can always watch LA's mega sports station live or on demand on our YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey everybody, summer is calling and I want you to snag early savings at SeaWorld San Diego while they last. Take the plunge into the brand new Shark Encounter opening May 22nd where jaw-dropping shark species await. You can even feed the sharks. Then catch big laughs in Sea Lions tonight and gear up for splash-filled fun at the all-new Dolphin Adventures. Plus, get pumped for headlining concerts featuring Ying Yang Twins, Soulja Boy, Paul Wall, Skillet, and more, all included with park admission. Tickets are just $59.99. Hurry, this offer won't last long.
John Ireland here. You want a vodka that's championship caliber? Look for Blue Ice Vodka at Ralph's, America's largest potato vodka, double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce. Classic, Huckleberry, or double espresso. Blue Ice Vodka, vodka with standards.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
The home of Rams football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Up 4, Castle with it, creeps up to the three-point line. Pass for Wemby, makes the catch, turns and flushes. San Antonio improves the lead to 6 with 22 seconds to go, and Wemby's got himself a 41-point Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show is on the air.
Also today is National Gummy Bear Day.
Hey, you should be celebrating.
Why?
Because you love your gummy bears.
That's going to do it. San Antonio has taken Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. They steal home court. They outlast the Thunder in 2 overtimes, led by their all-world third-year center, Victor Wembanyama, 41 points and 24 rebounds in the Game 1 win.
I'm going to get a pair of those green pants. Those are nice. Those are nice green pants.
By the way, remember when I got those Cozy Earth green pants?
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, but I never can find that pair of pants. I don't know where they went.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Those
are Lululemon, Cap.
Oh, yeah. The Lulus are good, but I will just tell you this, and I think Chris will attest.
I'm a Cozy Earth guy.
Cozy Earths are better. They're
I don't know if they're better. I
think so.
Cozy Earth is more built for my body.
But does Cozy Earth look good with like a suit jacket?
Oh, yeah.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
So, for example, let's say your waist is a 35 or a 36 or whatever it is.
Who's at 35?
I don't know. What is your
usually
waist?
they're even numbers.
No, but that's the beauty of these Cozy Earth pants is that usually I'm a 36, but when I got the Cozy Earth, because of the elastic waist, you can actually downsize to a 35.
A little sabor?
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the güero on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
When you mind ya.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to
Bit boy.
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
So, mongrels, stay tuned.
As the young kids will say, lit.
Wow, Berg. Wow. Here it comes.
The Sedano and Cat Morning Show on this Tuesday, the 19th of May, 2026. 8:03 or 9:03, a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence, Cappy.
The morning Wemby took over the league officially.
Say it one more time.
The morning Wemby officially took over the league.
Yeah. Yeah, the regular season wasn't enough. We had to see him. I mean, as many times as San Antonio and Oklahoma City played during the regular season, I want to say they played 5 times, and San Antonio won 4 out of the 5.
Yeah, because 6. One of them was during the NBA Cup, right?
Was
like
it
in Vegas?
How many times was it?
They played 6, but the last one that was OKC didn't play any of their starters, but they're 4-1.
No. 6 was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. You mean I got it right?
Well, I was just going off of what Wendy said on his Hoop Collective podcast.
No, yesterday was the 6th time.
Misheard.
They had played 5 times during the regular season, which included the NBA Cup semifinal in Vegas.
Yeah, and so isn't it interesting? We looked at the way Oklahoma City had wrecked the Lakers during the regular season, and we went, well, wait a second. These guys, Oklahoma City beat the Lakers 4 times by an average of 32 points per game.
Yeah.
Now,
that wasn't the case in these games, though.
No.
Those were good games.
But San Antonio won. They won those games.
Yeah, they did.
And so I'm not sure why more of us or more people didn't look at this going in and go,
well, the betting public is all over San Antonio.
But were they
because of the value?
Were they on San Antonio pre last night, or were they on them today?
No, before the series.
What was the line? You recall that or no?
I don't remember the exact line. I'm talking about for the series, though.
Yeah.
People were taking San Antonio because there was some value there.
I think more people are going to be taking San Antonio going forward because I think people watched last night and went, I don't know how anybody stops Wemby. You know, George, that one.
Well, but I don't think it's just about Wemby.
Oh, no, it's not. It's not.
It's like I told Evan. Like, I think that Oklahoma City missed a ton of open looks yesterday, a ton of them, because they took the Lakers' theory of doubling and tripling Shea and showing a million bodies at him. And I saw that. It's funny. I saw that with the Pistons Cavs the other night. Cavs did that to Cade. And you need other guys to step up. And look, Caruso did, right? And Jalen Williams played okay for his first game back. He'll be better. But they missed
26 points in your first game back. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, he wasn't as efficient as he normally is, though. And he missed some shots he would normally hit. And they were 5 of 17 through 3 quarters on open looks on Shea doubles. They did a much better job in the fourth quarter of hitting shots when Shea was getting doubled. Although Shea was fantastic in the fourth too. He had 9 points, I believe. But yeah, they need to just hit some shots. And it's funny because I asked their coach, Mark Dagnall, at halftime. I'm like, how do you feel about your shot profile? He's like, not the issue. He's like, we just need to knock shots down. Like, we have good looks. And I'm like, okay.
Talk about good looks. I want to say Oklahoma City was up by 3 in the first overtime, and Wemby takes the ball past half court and shoots from,
28 feet.
Oh,
right,
my God, dude.
So it's funny because everybody is doing the side-by-side. Curry did that to them in a regular season game on, like, one of those, like, Sunday afternoon games. It also, I believe, in overtime, if I recall correctly. And that was, I believe, the first official Mike Breen double bang ever. It was the bang, bang from Curry. And if you go anywhere on the internet right now, I'm sure, Lindsay, you can find it, where they're doing the side-by-side. There's the Tirico call, and then there's the Mike call. But it's literally from the same spot on the exact same floor. Granted, a decade or so earlier.
Mm-hmm. Watching it right now. But it was such a brilliant play by Wemby.
But no, wait.
Yeah,
Think about this for a second.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down.
Right.
No question about it.
Mm-hmm.
Victor Wembanyama is 22 years old and 7'4" or 5, and took that same shot with the same level of confidence. Alex Caruso, who is an unbelievable defender, was like, nah, he's not taking that. And when he took it and he rose up and took it, was like, you could just see him being like, no way.
Yeah.
Like, and then he hit it. Like, he's 7'4" and hit that shot from 28 feet with incredible confidence, did not hesitate.
Nope. Well, he also knew the situation, right? I mean, you talk about a young player who's not only a brilliant player and beyond what any of us who are NBA outsiders knew, right, Berg? I mean, think about it. Like, we had no
Well, Berg
idea.
thought he was going to be a bust.
Yeah, but that's only because most of us didn't really see.
Well, he'll never live that down.
Oh, should we do the update? Should we do the update? All right. Bergie, at 9:08 on Tuesday, the 19th of May, is Wemby a bust?
I was waiting for this for over 2 hours.
Well,
I was
we
wondering when
stretched
it
it
was
out.
going to get here
Yeah.
to this point because I knew it was going to happen at some point. He stayed healthy, which he completely proved me wrong that he was able to stay healthy with his 200-pound, his 9'10", 125-pound frame. He was able to stay healthy, and he is phenomenal. That shot he hit was crazy from the logo. He's done everything he's supposed to do. So no, he's not a bust. But he's also staying healthy, and he proved me wrong on staying healthy.
But none of us knew. Again, George, maybe you did. Maybe Brian Windhorst did. Maybe Bobby Marks understood this, okay? Maybe Tim McMahon got it, all right? All the NBA heads. But those of us that are not part of the NBA daily and didn't study Victor Wembanyama, we all looked at him and went, he's too tall, he's too skinny, and he's about to become Sean Bradley. And that's the way most of us probably looked at it. Yeah.
Do you think most people? I feel like maybe there was like some people, but I don't know. I believe the hype.
Well, I guess my point is that nobody was doing the research. Guilty as charged, wasn't doing the homework, wasn't studying the tape, wasn't seeing what Victor Wembanyama was
And then we
as a
saw-
teenager in Europe.
And then we saw some tape of Chet just bodying him in what was it, a G League game or whatever it was, knocking him to the
not
floor.
a G League.
No, what was
game.
it? What was
A
it?
G League?
No, it was there was
Some international competition.
some kind of competition where Chet just bodied him if he's getting killed by Chet like that, then he's not going to be able to do it. And obviously, he's way better
but
than
there is
anybody
a thing
ever
called
thought.
projecting, right?
No, it was never a bust. It was that I didn't think he was going to stay healthy, and I was wrong.
Right, but
And I was
you
wrong.
said he would be a bust because you didn't think he'd stay healthy.
I'm not doing this again. I
Yeah,
can't
you
go
are.
around in
No,
circles
you
like
are.
this.
Listen, go get Steve Mason on the phone right now.
It's confirmation
He's asleep
bias.
somewhere,
You already have.
Thunder.
Yes, he's definitely asleep, or in the gym. He says he's in the gym.
Really? He's a morning gym guy now?
No, he
I
says
don't
he
buy
is.
that. I don't buy that at all. Well, here's the thing, though. When you watch Victor Wembanyama last night hit that long-range three, you say to yourself, there's just nobody like this guy.
Yeah,
and even as tall as Chet Holmgren is, and even as good of a shooter as Chet Holmgren is for a big guy his size, there's just nobody like him. You used to use the phrase cheat code when it came to Anthony Davis. This is cheat code on massive amounts of steroids. That's
You wanna
how
hear that
incredible.
call? Here, want to hear the call?
Let's
The
hear
okay, the back-to-back.
5 on 4. Wemby's going to pull a deep three.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Double
Great
bang.
calls, yeah.
Double bang.
The first double bang.
But to me, one of the most interesting things about this shot that Wemby took last night is knowing how much time is left on the clock. So when you look at the clock, and I got to think he's conscious of what's going on. It's not just some random shot. He's thinking to himself, 2 for 1 here, isn't he? I mean, he's looking at it and he's going, well, wait a second. I can get this shot off. There's really nobody defending him. Unlike the Curry shot, we just watched both back-to-back. Curry's got a hand in his face. Wemby's, first of all, nobody's putting a hand in his face. And secondly, nobody's even close to him. But he also looks at the clock and goes, well, we're going to get another possession. So it was not only an amazing shot, it was also a very heads-up, smart play by a 22-year-old player. And that, to me, this is what I keep coming back to, George. This is going to consume me now until next season. It's what Bobby Marks said. It's what Wendy has said. The likelihood that the Lakers can do enough with their roster to truly compete with San Antonio and or Oklahoma City, the likelihood is so small that as much as there are people out there that say it's time to move on from LeBron, and I've been one of those people, but you guys keep bringing up a great point. Will the Lakers be better without him? No. Are they a championship contender with him? Not likely. But you got to ask yourself, what do we want to be? Do we want to be a LeBron-less group of losers? Or do we want to have LeBron and go, hey, you know what? At least we're taking our chances and we're entertaining along the way.
I would go with the latter.
And I think that's what
For
the
next
Lakers are going to do. Right. That's what, and I fully expect that's what the Lakers are going to do. And next year, we thought we were getting tired of hearing about how old LeBron is every game. Just wait until he turns 42.
I'm 41 years old.
Man, I'm 42 years old. I ain't got time for all this nonsense.
You know, Cappy, I asked Bobby off the air when we were on our break. I asked him about whether if they – obviously they're probably going to bring Austin Reeves back. And I said, even if they don't bring – let's say they don't bring back Austin Reeves, they don't bring back LeBron, and it's just Luka and you build around him, do you think that you could build, a competitive team against those other teams in the West? And he said no. And I said, well, what do you got to do then? Trade Luka? And he said, yeah, probably. Because if the Lakers saying that they can't lose, because they don't want to play the whole lottery game because they have a commitment to excellence. He said that the Lakers are like on mile marker number 6, and OKC and San Antonio are on mile marker 18, and the Lakers have no way to catch them.
Wait, did he actually say they should trade Luka to you?
No, I asked him if that's the only way that they can compete
yes?
with them. And he said, well, yeah, I mean, theoretically, yeah. Because if you're going to try and build through the draft and through young, cheap players that you need to develop, how else are you going to do it?
Well, I think this is what
if you're not going to lose.
I think this is what Evan Cohen was trying to bring up earlier today, that if in 2 or 3 years from now, the Lakers have not been able to build a roster to compete because these teams are so young and they're together, that you would always have this sort of fallback idea of you could trade Luka and get a lot of draft capital in return, and then you could start over, and you'd say, well, we're going to try and do what these guys did. You know what the problem with that is, though, George? Is that when teams like Oklahoma City and San Antonio are ahead of the curve of the way they've built their teams, things will change. This is not the end-all, be-all of the NBA. Oh, that's it. This is the way it's done from now until the end of time. This is the way it's being done right now. And somebody's going to have to come up with something that's different, unique, disruptive, innovative, et cetera, and become the next team that goes, oh, we've built it like this, and this is how it works.
And by the way, if you think we're doom and gloom.
Oh, do people think that?
Whether it's us or Bobby or Windhorst, Irvin Magic Johnson yesterday on Twitter.
What did he say?
I hate to break the news to the rest of the Western Conference, but they may not have a chance to win the Western Conference Finals for the next 5 to 7 years. The Oklahoma City Thunder and San Antonio Spurs are just that good. They are talented, deep, athletic, and both teams are well coached.
That might have been the best Magic Johnson tweet of all time.
You think
it wasn't
like, hey, news
Spurs,
alert,
the
Spurs
and
are good.
OKC went to 2 overtimes, and the Spurs came out victorious.
Yeah.
And Wemby looked great.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those kinds of tweets.
No.
That was probably actually him tweeting.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, they don't, if they're going to have their commitment to excellence and they don't want to lose, the way that this current CBA is, and this went into effect, 2 years ago, George? 2 or 3? So the way that it is, you can't just do what you used to do. You wouldn't be able to do the Heat now where you just have a bunch of free agents sign big contracts.
Yeah, because the contracts are too big, right?
Like,
and
they've gotten
huge. That's the difference, right?
Well, look at
I mean, you could do it, but they would all have to take. Remember, think about it at that time. Okay, the max was $17 million at that time. Okay, and each of those guys, I think Wade took a little more, or took a bigger haircut to get guys for them to try to build a roster that first year, and then. If you're going to do that, you're always expecting the first year to be the worst year because you're not going to have the depth, you're not going to have all the tools to work with at your disposal. But yeah, $17 million. Let me see. What percentage is 2.5 of 17? That is, let's call it 15%. Okay. So if today the max is, let's just say, I know the max can be up to 70 in some cases, but in this case, let's just call it 55, right? Times 0.85 is about $46 million, right? So that means you'd need 3 guys to take $46 million, except, they'd need to take $10 million under their number, their top number.
Which isn't
to even make that a possibility. And I just don't know if you're going to have 3 guys that are going to be willing to do that. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll be – because remember, those 3 guys, it was a little different, Lindsay. Those 3 guys, Boston was in their way, okay? Boston had done a crazy deal. Kevin McHale gave them Kevin Garnett for what ended up becoming a hill of beans, okay? You know, and people back in those times, I mean, this was like social media. I mean, MySpace was a thing, okay? That was pretty much it, okay? At that time, I remember I remember being on the air. It's interesting. I was on the air at Fox Sports Radio. Berg, I'm pretty sure you were there with me at that time. And I remember we were on in Boston and in L.A., obviously, and a bunch of other markets, including Minnesota. And I remember saying, like, Boston fans were like, we gave up too much. Al Jefferson, Gerald Green, and I forgot whatever else they gave up in that deal. I'm sure we could look it up. And I was like, are you out of your bleeping mind? You just got Kevin Garnett in his prime to pair with Paul Pierce. And at that point, I don't believe they had made the trade for Ray Allen just yet. And then they did that deal.
It was Al Jefferson, Sebastian Telfair.
Oh, my God.
Gerald Green, Ryan Gomes, Theo Ratliff, and 2 first-round picks.
Right, Ratliff was the salary filler.
Yeah.
Ratliff was and how many picks?
2 first-round picks.
Yeah. And I was like, are you out of your bleeping mind? You just got literally a top 3 to 5 player on your roster for a bunch of guys. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, Kevin McHale literally gift-wrapped his old team, Kevin Garnett, and his old teammate Danny Ainge at that time, who was their general manager. So, Lindsay, Boston, you know, and Boston fans hate to hear this, but they created a super team before anybody else in that regard because, again, of the way that Garnett deal went down. And they were able to get Ray Allen on the cheap, too. Greg, can you look up what they traded for Ray Allen? Because I don't believe it was all that much either, to be honest with you. They might have – and the Sonics were in a weird place. This was before they became the Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Boston sent Wally Zerbiak, Delonte West, and the rights to the number 5 overall pick, which happened to be Jeff Green, to Seattle in exchange for Allen and Glenn Davis. Big baby.
Oh, my God. Wow. Yeah, so they won that deal clearly, too. Right. You know, Delonte West, okay player. Zerbiak, okay player. Mm-hmm. For a guy who's a Hall of Famer. And by the way, who was still maybe not in his prime per se, but close enough at the end of his prime where he was going to be a significant player on that roster. Like, he was on the back end of his prime at the very least.
Delonte West I only think about because of the rumors about him and LeBron's mom. Do you remember those? No,
I do.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I remember them.
Yeah, you remember those.
I remember them well.
Yeah.
You know, it was a very weird thing.
That was very strange.
So
very bizarre.
Delonte and Wally Zerbiak, both former Cavs.
Boston stole those guys and became a juggernaut. And then LeBron could not get through them. Wade could not get through them. Clearly, Bosh had no chance of getting through them in Toronto. So those 3 guys played on that Olympic team together, okay, with Kobe, and they were plotting at that time. By the way, some people will tell you they plotted even before that because back in 2006, like all 3 of them took shorter deals. Who does that today? Not 3 guys like in the same draft class do that. Like that was the first sign that at least that those guys had to have had a conversation because they and I remember Carmelo was another guy that was rumored to be one of those guys on that team, and Carmelo ended up screwing himself because he took a 4-year deal on the extension instead of 3 like those other guys did, and he would have been the big 3 would have actually been LeBron, Melo, and Wade. And honestly, I don't think they win as many titles as they did with Bosh. Bosh became an incredibly important player for them in ways Melo could not have been, particularly defensively. And so that happened because of Boston, Lindsay, and those guys butting their heads against Boston for a couple of years and being like, unless we team up together, we can't beat those guys. Because remember, then they had Rondo, who was coming into his own. Kendrick Perkins, our buddy Perk, was a big component of their team at that point, too. 2 guys they drafted and developed to play with those 3 guys. So it really was Boston was the impetus for that. So it would take 3 guys to be on the same page and on different teams, in theory, and taking, 15 or 20% less than their market value. I just
Nobody's
don't
doing
know
that.
if we'll have that.
Nobody's
at this
doing
stage.
that. No player is doing that nowadays. Why would they? They don't need to. But, let me bring it back, though, to something that Bobby Marks talked about. And it was, we have all believed that LeBron he's not going anywhere. That has been at least my belief the entire time he's been with the Lakers. And every time his contract has come up, I've been like, he's not going anywhere. This is where he lives. This is where his business is. LeBron James combined his brand with the Lakers brand. It's good for everybody's brand, whether they're winning championships or they're not. It's a good business move for LeBron to stay with the Lakers. By the way, I still believe that. But here's what I would ask you guys. And I've always asked this question because he's already got his championships. He's already got his Hall of Fame resume. He's already considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest player in the history of the game. But if I'm LeBron and I'm hearing what we're all saying, he's not being influenced by what we're saying. He knows the reality better than we do. Don't you think, George? Like he can look at San Antonio and Oklahoma City. He can look at the Lakers roster this past year. He can think about what the Lakers might be able to get. And he would probably still be looking in the mirror and saying, we still can't beat these guys. I can have a great year. Luka can stay healthy. He can have a great year. Luka can average 30 points a game against Oklahoma City in the playoffs, and it's still not enough for us to win. So if I'm LeBron, I'm balancing two things. Do I want to stay in L.A., make the money I can make, play with my son, be at my home, et cetera, et cetera? Or do I still want to have just one more shot at a title? And if LeBron doesn't think that the Lakers can get him that shot, as Rich Paul talked about in the early part of the season, would LeBron consider going somewhere else and specifically going to the Eastern Conference and specifically looking at Cleveland and New York as they start the Eastern Conference Finals tonight and think to himself, you know what? I go play with one of those two teams and I have a much better chance of making it to the finals. And when you're in the finals, who knows what happens? Would LeBron consider for the first time in his 8 years with the Lakers seriously to leave this team?
So we got a tweet from a member of the audience.
Who's that? Tell me who.
Christopher Holmes.
Christopher Holmes. What's up, Holmes?
And he said, Sedano, last night was a, quote, coming out party for Wemby, Harper, and the Spurs. Small market ball, and most importantly, one of the best new rivalries in sports. Do you see a free agent mass exodus to the Eastern Conference in our future? And I said, if it were me, I would go to the East. Like, if I am a star player and I want to have my best shot at winning a championship, I would go to the Eastern Conference. It's why Giannis, if I'm Giannis, there's no way I come to the West.
Oh,
okay?
and by the way, talking about Portland, like when Bobby was talking about Portland, I was like, hey, Bob, no offense, man. I understand that it makes
but that's
sense.
not a Giannis decision. That's the Bucks saying, Giannis, screw you. We're just trading you there because they have all the picks
Fair
that
enough.
are our picks.
Fair enough. But, I mean, the notion of him playing – well, let me rephrase that. The notion of him going there by choice, of course, never. Never. But I understand what your point is. Go
Do you
ahead.
think, George, that if he went to the Heat, that they would be like automatic East contenders?
Yeah, I think so. Because here's the thing. Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra and Andy Ellisberg have a history of if they get the star, Shaq, LeBron, Wade, obviously. I mean, it was easier with Wade because he was their drafted guy. And that's how they were able to get Shaq and LeBron. They've shown a history to be able to put the right pieces around those types of guys. Like Jimmy Butler. I mean, they went to the finals twice. They didn't win. He just wasn't good enough to get them over the hump. But they were great with Jimmy Butler in the playoffs every year when he was there, pretty much, when he was healthy.
What about LeBron and Giannis to the Heat? Do you think that would work?
I don't think – well, first of all, I don't know if they could make that happen. Like, I just don't even know how that would work. I don't believe Giannis and LeBron – I mean, I guess LeBron could fit with anybody, but I don't know. I don't see that. Yeah. I think Giannis needs to have the ball in his hands. He'd be – I mean, if you have him and Bam, it'd be unbelievably difficult to score on them. You're talking about two of the best defenders in the sport. Yeah, they'd be really tough. They'd be tough in the East. I'd like to see what the rest of the roster would look like before crowning them like real contenders. But they in the East, that automatically, and based on their history of putting guys around stars, yeah, I would imagine they'd figure it out to be in that top three in the East. Yeah.
What if LeBron?
Bam! With the jam!
I just wanted to play that.
Right.
No.
What if LeBron does this on his own, though? Like what if LeBron just goes, you know what, guys? Hey, this has been fun. And I really appreciate you guys hiring the coach that I wanted. By the way, I've put you in a great spot because JJ is going to be a great coach. Don't you guys think?
Great, yeah.
Okay, good. So I've done that for you. Hey, Bronny, I appreciate you guys drafting him and helping develop him. And he's an up-and-coming guy, and we'll see in the next 2 years because he's got 2 years left on his contract. Maybe he becomes a greater contributor. But for me, I'm LeBron now. For me, I don't think we can win. And so I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to go home. Because for as much talk as there is about him going to Golden State or New York or any other place, if I'm LeBron, I'm finishing my career in Cleveland. And I'm looking at the Cavaliers, and obviously we don't know what's going to happen here in this Eastern Conference Finals. But if I'm LeBron, I'm looking at Cleveland going, you know what? One more shot. One more chance to win it all. Let me do it in my hometown team because I am being honest with myself. I'm looking at the Lakers roster. I'm looking at draft capital. I'm looking at front office. I'm looking at all of it. And you know what? There's nothing we can do to beat Oklahoma City or San Antonio. So I'm out of here.
Don't you think he knows that?
Of course he does. The question is, and this is why I always say this to you guys, what's more important to LeBron? Is it about pursuing a championship or being happy in LA? And by the way, listen, at this stage of your life, I wouldn't fault him for being happy in LA versus pursuing a championship. I think when you're younger and you don't have titles, you pursue a championship. Yeah. But when you get them and you've already got a collection of rings and your legacy is sealed, I don't have any problem with the guy just playing to play.
By the way, the minions in the chat were asking if that one title for Boston was worth all that. I mean, they did get hurt, but yeah, I think that. Look, and I love Paul. I love Perk. I love Ray. I don't really know KG.
Are we serious right now?
You tell him, Perk. You tell him, Big Perk.
I don't really know Rondo super well, but I would say that group only getting one title was a bit of a disappointment, sure.
We want to do the Lindsay segment?
I would love to do the Lindsay segment.
So I was in the other room.
And by the way, Peter Acevedo.
Yeah, what's his deal today?
Saying that Kevin Garnett was not in his prime. Come on. Dude, he had 4 of his 5 highest effective field goal percentage years in his career.
Come on, Peter. Effective field goal percentage, bro. Come on, Peter.
EFG.
Come on, man.
I mean, are you?
Come on, Peter.
Learn the game.
Come on, Peter.
Yeah,
Get
bro.
to know the game, will you, brother?
Hashtag
Please.
learn the game.
I mean, go to a little league game or something and go watch a bunch of little kids run around and play basketball and then start there. And then maybe work your way up to junior varsity. And then maybe the little high school varsity. And then maybe a little junior college. Maybe hit up some West Coast Conference games before you get to the NBA. Come on, Peter, please.
I was in the other room when Sedano mentioned being at Fox Sports Radio with Bergie and when they were on WEEI. Back then, Bergie, you know who your show followed?
After that,
GT the Brick,
yeah. I got it in today. I got it in.
Just insane. I'll give you this. That was well done.
Thank you.
That was well done.
Lindsay segment time. We like to play a TV theme. This is the theme song to one of the greatest shows ever made that only lasted 3 seasons, unfortunately. Back in 1994, Fox's sketch comedy In Living Color came to an end. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Thanks to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, our proud sponsor of the Lindsay segment. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. As I like to say at this time, take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. Real quick, George, who you got tonight? Cavs, Knicks, who you got?
It's a great question. I haven't thought about it yet, so I'll tell you at the end of the segment. How about that?
Come on, Cavs. I'll tell you this right now. I'll take tonight. Go New York, go New York, go.
No.
And here's why. You know, Cavs are coming off of a very rough 7-game series.
Very rough.
The Knicks, on the other hand, played a Philadelphia team that was wiped out by that time. I say the Knicks tonight. I'd say the second half, third quarter is when they erupt because I figure maybe a little bit of first half rust, kind of the way Oklahoma City did against the Lakers. But I'll take the Knicks in tonight's game.
The bigs are key.
I mean, I think the Cavs can cover the 7.5. I think it's possible, but I probably would lean towards the Knicks.
Do you think, George, let's say, just hypothetically, Cavs win a championship, does that quiet all the James Harden stinks in the playoffs chatter?
Oh, my God. If James Harden even gets to the finals again, I think that stuff starts to – I mean, it'll always be there.
Even though he's barely contributed thus far? I mean,
well, I disagree with that.
He had 2 good games.
No, but see, you can't just look at the points at
You're
this
right.
stage of
You're
his
right.
career.
You're right.
He has created a lot of – he has been a real point guard on this team. Like, he has created a lot of opportunities, whether it's direct assists, hockey assists. Like, he has done a fantastic job. I bet if you go back on the after Game 7 on Sunday, we had Donovan Mitchell as our post-game. I was stunned that Prime took Jared Allen. They were like, you can have Donovan Mitchell. I was like, yes.
Hell yeah.
And we asked him about Harden. He had a really good answer. I don't know. You'd have to look for it. But he was really complimentary of Harden.
Well,
what was his EFG during this series so
Good
far?
question. Good question, Berg.
During the series, I don't know. But to
Wasn't
me,
good.
Harden's
His EFG is a good stat to know.
Harden's EFG is actually and true shooting percentage. Both
Of course.
are.
Well, that's
are,
why I'm trying to teach Peter Acevedo.
Yeah,
Right. He needs to know.
are pretty good barometers as to how a player is playing offensively. Harden is really creating opportunities for them in ways that they could not have if Donovan was the sole person distributing the basketball.
Well, Donovan was in Game 7. Like, he totally took over, and he had, 11 assists or something crazy
Yeah, he had
like
a
that.
great assist game, too.
Yeah.
But, again, they have really, like James has done, for all the crap he takes, and I get it, it's deserved, he really has done a good job of controlling the game from a point guard perspective.
Yeah,
in that
they've
series.
taken turns, I think. And just at least
No, it's really more James. Donovan played very well in the 7th game. And Donovan, when he takes turns, it's more to score.
Yeah, usually, yes.
Other than Game 7. But, look, I think the Knicks have also been here now. This is not a Knicks team that is, they've been battle-tested. Like, they've had plenty of playoff disappointment. They lost to Jimmy Butler 3 years ago. They then lost Indiana twice. Maybe this is their time to get to the finals for the first time in 26, 27 years, whatever it's been.
You know who else they lost to with Jimmy Butler? Max Strus.
They did.
The Strus is loose.
He's a handsome fella. He is. He's good. He's a
Good-looking
handsome
guy.
He's good. I love Max Strus.
He's a good playoff player.
Max
he really
Strus,
is.
I will say this, in Game 7, did as good a job guarding Cade Cunningham as I've seen anyone done all season long.
See, we talked about playoff players with Geeter.
He's one.
Mm-hmm.
He's one. He's one of those guys. Sam Merrill, too.
He's like Rui. Rui for the Lakers is a playoff guy. Marcus Smart, playoff guy. Like, those are guys that you can count on in the playoffs.
Well, we'll see. I'm a little nervous. I'm
Yeah.
not. My expectations are low. I'm not
I
going to
think
get all
Knicks in
hyped.
6 if I were making a pick.
Oh, and by the way,
6.
for everybody that tells me that now that the two teams in the Western Conference Finals are going to beat each other up so that there's a real chance for one of the teams in the Eastern Conference,
No.
I don't see it at all.
I don't either.
I don't see how the Knicks or the Cavs.
Yeah,
could
but
beat
I think
either
what ends up
Oklahoma City
happening
or
is
San
the
Antonio.
series becomes more interesting because these guys are going to be wiped. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Like, I don't think that it's going to be like Spurs and 4 or 5 or Thunder and 4 or 5 with whoever comes out of the East, because those teams have talent and they can win a couple games, and I think the exhaustion factor is a real thing.
I heard Wendy this morning on Get Up, and he brought up a
And
really
on Sportsmanlike, too.
Okay, that too. He had a really interesting point. He
Promote
said,
audio. I mean.
Well, no, that's a good idea. I should do that.
yeah.
It just so happens that I happen to be watching
I understand.
while driving.
Uh-huh.
First
Well,
Take.
good.
Or not first take.
Get up. You just
Get Up.
said it.
Right, I know. I did.
You scumbag.
Wow. Got it. Scummy. But it was an interesting point that Wendy was making. He said, Victor Wembanyama played 49 minutes last night.
Right,
in this
never
game.
played that many minutes.
He's never played that many minutes, right? And yet, in the second overtime,
You know what he did?
Flip the switch.
he did. But you know
Easier
why?
to flip the switch when you're 22.
Well, yeah,
true.
but here's
True.
the other part of it. You know why he was able to flip the switch? This is Wendy's point. Because mentally, Wembanyama was stronger than everybody else on the floor. Why was Wembanyama so much stronger mentally?
Well, Kendrick Perkins on Sports
That's
Center said it was. He goes, "It's those damn monks."
Right.
I'm gonna get.
Right.
He goes, I told my wife
Yeah.
when I was watching this game
Right.
that I'm gonna tell my kids we gotta go visit them monks.
Yeah, them damn monks.
You be all right, man.
I mean, Wendy's point, Perk's point, that he spent these 2 weeks with the monks,
The
waking
Shaolin
up
monks?
at 4
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, and what he did for his body and what he did for his mind put him in a position where at 22 years old, you get the double overtime and everybody's wiped out, exhausted. and you find that next gear.
Meditation is a practice that once you're able to
Well,
do
but it's not just meditation.
Well, I know, but
it
I'm
was
saying
the
like
physical stuff
right.
they put him through too.
Your brain, your mind, it's just your body's so much better off. We talked about this the other day when your mind is at ease. And meditation, it's a practice that's very hard to be able to do. Most people can't do it.
Listen, what he had to endure, and I only got a very brief version of it from him early in the season, but what he had to endure just based on what I imagine that to be like was probably incredibly difficult to endure. So to your point, even a double overtime game is not as hard as that. We should find the perk thing on SportsCenter because it was hilarious.
It was pretty damn good.
I saw it and I was laughing my ass off.
Do monks talk?
I mean, I'm sure they do.
Well,
isn't that the whole thing?
Some do, some don't.
There is got to be a level of teaching.
Yeah.
So I would imagine there is some level of conversation.
Lindsay, you think there's any way you could find the talking monks that Wemby was training with, and that we could talk to one of the Wemby monks? Do you think that's possible?
I mean, I think it'll be hard, Cap. I don't know if they speak English.
What do they speak? I don't know.
Oh, boy.
This is going to be a problem.
I could talk to Wendy about it because he spent a lot of time with them over there in France.
Is that where the monks are?
Well, but I think he spent time with him before that.
I think Ramona's doing a story on the
Yes, Shaolin monks speak normally, Cappy. They do not take vows of silence. They routinely communicate in Mandarin.
Oh, okay.
And they teach international students in English. Actually, they do speak English.
Okay,
and engage in daily conversation.
This is a
no-brainer. You think the
no-brainer.
monks are ready for the amount of talking Momo does?
Or that Cappy would do.
Right. Hey, listen,
both of
I
them
got a lot of
together.
questions
Oh
about
my
those
God.
monks. I got a lot of questions. A lot of questions for those monks.
That would be great.
I mean, listen, Lindsay, if you can book the monks, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Book those
I'd be happy to
English-speaking
talk
monks.
to one of them.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
it
start
says-
with Momo. If she's working on a story on it, maybe we could do a
Yeah,
collab.
Ramona
you know?
Shelburne working on a piece with the monk who worked with Wemby for Wednesday.
Amazing. All right, so back to let's start
idea.
with my.
Oh, wait, speaking of Wemby, can I do one real quick?
Sure.
I asked you for this piece of sound.
He's not a bust. I get it.
Oh, no, that wasn't it.
Victor for three.
So it's funny. I did an interview with Ian Fitzsimmons of ESPN Radio before the game, and he said, how do you think Victor will react to Shea getting the MVP on the floor while he has to watch? And I said, look, Victor is old school. He's a throwback. He's going to take that as a slight. I go, I don't know if it'll actually be the reason that they win. Execution will probably be the reason a team wins or loses, but I think it will be an extra motivating factor. And he was asked about that after the game. We have that audio. Go ahead.
Knowing that Shea had got that award and you were in the top 3 for it, and, did any part of tonight feel personal? Some of your facial expressions kind of look like you were really, really going for it.
Yeah, for sure. Everything you just said.
Yeah. I mean, I love everything about this kid.
Well, the competitiveness of a 22-year-old to be 21 and go with these monks and put in that sort of an effort when most 21-year-olds are like, well, I'm eating Big Macs and I'm just getting by on talent. This guy has decided to go all in, and it usually takes guys several years to where they're like, hey, LeBron, can you show me how to do that? Or, hey, Jerry Rice, can you teach me what your off-season conditioning program is like?
Yeah.
It's very, very rare.
Yeah, he worked with Akeem early in his career. I mean, LeBron did that at like 25, I think, or 26. I mean, he did it at like 21.
Yeah. But it's the fact that this kid is so ultra competitive.
Yeah.
The scene last night where he's standing in front of his bench and everybody's like, oh, damn, we pointing at him right there. I mean, everybody was just fascinated by what he did last night, and it was incredible. It really was. I mean, it's not just the scoring and the rebounding. There's just so much more. The brains, the mental toughness, the physical ability. The kid is amazing.
Okay, so I'll do a Lindsay segment story if we have time. Do we have time?
We got plenty of time.
We got plenty of time.
All right, just make sure.
All the time in the world.
So Audible launched what it's calling the world's first bookless bookstore this month in New York City. So instead of books on shelves, visitors are going to browse physical story tiles that represent audiobook tiles, and then you tap them to sample excerpts through headphones, and you can stream the full version right there on your phone if you want to. So they have different listening spaces, including a full Dolby Atmos immersive sound lounge. They also have a cafe, a listening bar, and then they have story tenders who can help you find, pick out a book. So audiobook sales in the U.S. have nearly doubled over the last 5 years, and they're now a $2 billion industry, and this pop-up is kind of like an experiment. It's going to go through the end of May. So are you guys audiobook people? Are you paper book, physical book people, or are you not book readers at all?
I am more of an audiobook reader. I have not read an actual book, although I used to download a few to my iPad back in the day. But I stopped reading a lot, which was tough because I just didn't have the time. But audiobooks has allowed me to be able to maximize my time in being able to consume books in a way that allows me still to do other things. So, yes, I have more recently, over the last couple of years, become more of an audiobook person.
Yeah, the last audiobook, and actually it's the only audiobook I've ever listened to. I got this book. I have it in my backpack. It's called Obviously Awesome: How to Nail Product Positioning So Customers Get It, Buy It, and Love It. And I was reading this book. Somebody had recommended it to me, and I was like, you know what? With the amount of driving that I do, schlepping back and forth,
not a chance you're going to be able to focus. Not a chance.
No,
I know you.
I did.
I know you. I've driven with you.
See, the thing is like, I'll use Masterclass. Now, I got a Masterclass membership for my birthday, I think it was. And so I listen to a lot of these Masterclass.
And you can absorb it while driving?
It's hard.
You can't even remember what you ate for breakfast yesterday, Cap.
You know what? You're right, as a matter of fact. I have no idea what I ate for breakfast.
Just saying. You always talk about your memory.
No, I get off the air and I completely forget everything that happened. But I can't, to your point, Chris, I can't take in like an hour and a half of an audiobook, but I can take in like 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then I kind of get like a little lost. And I start daydreaming. And then I'm like, I better stop right now. Same thing with Masterclass. Same exact thing. I can only take in like 20, 30 minutes. And I'm like, all right, I'll come back. I'll pick it up from here.
By the way, I appreciate your the donations to my masterclass.
Oh, dude, they're amazing. Your Masterclass is incredible. Oh, for sure. I mean, to me, it's like Kim Kardashian, one, talking about marketing, and Bergie talking about content. These are my Masterclasses that are on all the time. I'm with you, man.
I can't do audiobooks. I need to read it physically. I'm looking forward to the flight tomorrow to be able to read a couple books. By the way, I got an outrage. And Sedano, maybe you can help. I didn't know this. United Sedano class doesn't come with Wi-Fi? You got to buy Wi-Fi?
You got to buy it for $8.
That's an outrage.
Well, do you have T-Mobile?
Yeah.
Because then you get 3 or 4 free full flight
okay.
Wi-Fis if you have T-Mobile.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You download the United app.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's very easy. It's
That's
right
an
there.
outrage, Sedano.
Yeah, it knows when you get on your plane and it'll tell you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Delta now has, Delta started it first where they, if you're a Medallion member, you get free Wi-Fi. And American, several years later, started adding that to their Advantage Mile members. United does not have that. You got to pay the $8.
That is an outrage.
Well, that's because rumor has it that all of the airlines are going to eventually adapt that Starlink Wi-Fi, which is like the Elon Musk
Well,
Wi-Fi.
United does have Starlink,
They do,
though.
but you still have to
how
pay
do I do
for
that?
No, but it's on only certain flights.
Yeah. It's the same price.
And it's
the same
free. That one is
situation.
free. Yeah.
They probably don't got no Starlink on the LAX to Chicago.
I don't know, but honestly, they have them on the smaller flights, interestingly enough, which usually are really tough to get good Wi-Fi on. So that's actually nicer.
By the way, I realized a bit when I put on the LAX hat earlier that I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to wear the LAX hat at LAX.
Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, this way people who see you there, like anybody that you need help
And I'm not
from,
you, Cappy. I'm not trying to steal an endorsement.
What am I stealing?
I'm going to support an endorsement.
Oh, I'll support.
No, you try to steal.
I steal?
You're trying to steal Sedano's.
No steal.
You're trying to steal his.
Which one am I trying to steal?
Hernandez.
I'm not trying to steal Hernandez. I'm supporting Hernandez.
People are going to ask you if you work there, Chris. They're
No,
going to
I
be like,
know.
hey, which way to the Terminal B?
Now, TSA, don't try to mess with my TSA confirmed thing. I got an LAX hat on, sucker.
That's right.
Did you pay the $40 each way?
No, it's $45 for 10 days.
Oh, okay.
You get to show the thing back and forth.
They're going to be like, man, we don't need that. Fine. just
No,
go
they're
through.
going to be like, oh, so you're the sucker that paid $45.
Yeah. I did see that they're creating TSA Gold Plus now.
Oh, I'm so confused.
I know.
Oh, man.
I know. George probably already has it, though.
No, I have touchless.
Oh, Cappy's a big
Touchless.
touch fool.
Yeah, I do. I want to reach out and touch.
You just walk right through.
Wait, you're a touchless guy? Touch me, baby. Come here and let me touch you. Forget about it, man.
Hey, Disneyland's got touchless now.
Really?
Yeah.
Again, here comes Mickey, here comes Minnie.
Oh,
here
I want
comes
Mickey
Goofy.
to touch me.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, bring
stop.
it. Bring it.
Don't even do it.
Can't have a hug? Can't hug it out? Come here, Mickey. Come here. Bring it in.
Oh, we got Sedano to cough on that one. All right, what else you got, Linz? You can do one more.
All right, so I saw this on a New York Magazine Twitter account, or Instagram account, I'm sorry. A woman wrote in, and she has an issue with when she goes to visit her storage unit. She realized that there's a person, she suspects that there's a man living in the storage unit next to her.
Oh, man.
And she said, it's not that big of a deal, but also, like, I go there at night when no one else is supposed to be there, and I'm pretty sure that this guy's sleeping there, and he's smoking there, and blah, blah, blah. She wants to know if she should say something, or she should just assume this guy, obviously the cost of living right now is crazy expensive, and people are losing their homes, they can't afford rent, blah, 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 and just kind of, like, let it go, because obviously this guy's falling on hard times. So she wants to know what she should do.
I wouldn't do anything.
No one here would say anything,
Let
would
the
they?
storage place figure that out.
Yeah, no one here would say anything, would they?
They got cameras everywhere.
Well, so that's why she
these storage
she thought
facilities.
maybe they're aware of it.
Yeah, that's my point. Is that there's so many surveillance cameras at these kinds of storage places. They'd have to be complete fools to not know that this person was there. Now, think about this.
She did say
Yeah.
that the thing that made her very uncomfortable was since her unit's right next to it, right in front of it, she saw a large jar of yellow liquid and a semi-used roll of toilet paper.
Oh, boy.
Along with floor-to-ceiling bags and boxes that were pouring out of his storage unit.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, I mean, it's the middle of the night. You got to get up and go pee. They don't have a lot of bathrooms in those storage units. You got to get up. You got to walk out. You got to open up the door. I mean, you're just bringing attention to yourself. So you got to have a little pee jar right next to it.
Jar.
You know,
It's like Howard Hughes.
But then as far as the number 2 issue, I don't know what you do about that one. That one's a whole different category because you got to have a bucket. You know, and then you got to have.
We're going too far.
Oh, I'm just thinking out loud here.
I
Bring a bucket and a mop.
I was waiting for it there.
Yeah.
What's next? Is that it?
That is it, apparently.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the Lindsay segment for today, ending on a high note.
Very high.
Yeah. All right. 9:50. Reminder that the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, our YouTube hour, always made possible by the official personal injury attorney of the Sedano and Cap Morning Show, Jacob Emrani. If you're injured in an accident, call Jacob, 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789, or call jacob.com.
6M.
Yeah, smack it around for a few minutes.
Oh, we still have more time to
Well,
talk.
it's 9:49.
All right, we got plenty of time. It's actually.
I didn't know if you wanted to do Cappy's dealer choice.
How long is your dealer choice?
You know what? I'd like to share.
By the way, yesterday, my dealer's choice got a lot of activity.
Very controversial.
It was texted to me by a lot of people
very
thanking me for my
controversial.
words.
Oh, really?
What was it?
I gave a shout out to 97.1 The Fan.
Oh, yeah, I heard, yeah.
Oh, so you don't like it either?
I mean, whatever. I don't care.
No, but apparently Mason was all bent out. Oh,
How
JT
bad-
the Brick, too, was
JT
bent out
the
of this,
Brick,
too.
JT the Brick sent me a text yesterday, like, what is this guy doing? and as far
That
as
worthless hack.
Oh,
Well,
he's such a miserable human
big,
being.
Listen, you know my approach to all of this. I don't pay attention to anything anyone else does. I don't bring attention to anything else anyone else does. Even if they talk about us, I don't talk about them. That's my approach to all of this. I would not have done what you did, but because I've already explained my approach.
He is such a separate to Sedano, comma. I appreciate that, Sedano. JT the Brick is such a miserable human being.
Oh, leave
Like,
him alone.
why doesn't he just smile, dude? Why are you old man complaining about every app? How can
Why
I
do you
watch this
care?
game?
Why do you
'Cause I think
talk
it's
about
funny.
him?
Because it's funny.
Oh, no, it's not. It's
I find it
to
funny.
you.
I find it funny.
That's just it.
And
Funny
here's
to
what I
you.
really get annoyed with.
With what?
Cappy goes behind
What
our
about
back
how we get annoyed
How
with
so?
you?
and still talks about it
What's wrong?
with him.
Wait, but
and
wait, I'm not
bitches
allowed
about
to
us
talk
to
him?
JT.
How do you know that?
I know.
No, you don't.
Because I have another source that
No,
tells
you
me
don't.
what you say.
That's such.
You're
a
a
lie.
bad guy.
That's such a lie. That is.
You got a double secret source?
I do.
You don't.
I
You
do,
think you-
actually.
No, you don't.
Think about who JT also
Oh,
talks to.
I know who you're talking about. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Because you have to keep this source alive,
No, he's a
thinking we're going to
friend.
fight. He's not a friend.
No, he is a friend.
He's not.
He is. Wait, hold on. Time out.
With friends like that, you don't need enemies.
Oh, wait, I have a question. Why is it that he's not a friend?
My God,
'Cause he's a
who
bad guy.
cares?
But
Shut
you-
up.
You want
Enough.
You
I don't want
friendships.
I don't listen. I don't want to
Bad
talk
guy.
about him either anymore. How
Bad
about
guy.
that?
I'm still going to work in the mention every day, and I'm going to do it
Jesus.
cleverly.
You are, huh?
Yeah, like I did today.
Was today clever?
Yeah, even Bergie said, "Oh, that was clever."
Bert, you think it was pretty clever?
Yeah, it was kind of clever.
Can
Yeah.
we do the soul cleansing palette thing? or
Don't
whatever
sweat
the
the
hell it
small
is you
stuff.
do here or
Today for
whatever?
Tuesday, May
Oh
19th,
my God.
2026. Oh, this would have been a good one for us just now. Breathe before you speak.
Jeez.
You'll be pleasantly amazed at the softer reactions and looks of surprise if you let others completely finish their thought before you begin yours.
You know what, Chris?
Yes.
You should listen to that.
Yeah, well, I'll be off Friday, so then you won't have to worry about
Well,
it.
what I'm just saying is,
Often,
like today I thought you did a great job of Menos Morales until now.
Yeah, I don't care. Often, you'll be allowing someone to feel listened to for the very first time.
Wow. Nice.
Okay?
Very nice.
Yeah.
You want to do dealer's choice now?
I'm ready.
No, finish your thought, Sedano, because I have a great response to your thought.
I already told you my thought.
What is your thought?
Was that I thought you did a great job of Menos Morales today.
Okay.
And, like, making your presence be impactful. Except now, all you want to do is bleep on people.
Yeah, I do.
Why?
But you know what? I do it to people's faces.
Okay.
Which everybody around here could actually practice more.
Well, who's not?
I mean,
doing
I
that?
don't think I shy away from anyone around
Everybody.
here.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody's not talking to people face to face?
No.
They're talking
Instead of
behind
coming
people's
to the complaint department that is my cell phone in my office,
Yeah.
how about say it to people's faces?
back. You're the complaint department.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on Friday, I won't be here, so then you can complain to somebody else.
Can I sit
everybody.
in your office and take the complaint
Yes,
department?
you can.
I can?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Now, with today's Dealer's Choice, brought to you by our friends at Sellers Advantage. Call Damon Wines. Want to sell your house before you call an agent? Call Sellers Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. Providence Realty, DRE 019-15212, Cappy.
So, George, as you know, this past weekend when you were celebrating your daughter Aria's birthday, I was also celebrating my daughter Jillian's birthday. They share the same birthday, even though they're several years apart. I was also in New Orleans celebrating my daughter's graduation from college. And I remember my son's college graduation, but I don't remember there being a speaker that day, a keynote speaker that was interesting or famous or told me anything that I could remember. And when my daughter graduated from Boise State, I also don't remember anybody being there that was interesting or impactful in anything that was said. But you guys are all familiar, I'm sure, with the actor Sterling K. Brown, right? Everybody knows Sterling K. Brown? I don't really know much other than the People versus O.J. Simpson, where he played Christopher Darden. That's kind of what I know him from.
It's on a Netflix show that was huge. What was that? This Is Us? No,
This Is Us is what he was also on, but that is on Netflix.
This Is Us is right. That's on. That's an ABC show.
But he's become like massively famous and super successful, and he was the keynote speaker at the Tulane graduation. And
also recently on Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen.
Oh, is that right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Really? And man, he just took over the room. It was really amazing. You know, there's probably, I'm going to guess, 15,000 people sitting in the Superdome, and he just took over the room. And the first thing he said to everybody, he goes, listen, I'm going to give you a few things that I've learned. I'm 50 years old. This is Sterling K. Brown. He goes, I'm 50 years old. Here are a few things that I've learned that I'll pass along to you guys, and then you guys do with it what you want. So here goes. And for whatever reason, I wrote down the first thing that he said. He said, get your sleep. I mean, this is like, he didn't come up with anything like crazy. Just, hey, get your sleep. Get 8 hours a night. You'll feel really good. Also, exercise, because you want to keep your body in a good physical state so that you have it for longer. And then he said, hydrate. Like, these are fundamental things. And I'm like, okay, all right, where's he going with all of this? And then he started getting kind of deep into things. And the one thing that really hit me was, he said, George, he goes, if you've got your parents or your grandparents still around, you should be talking to them more often, and you should be asking them about family history. You got to know these things before they're gone. But here were a few of the things that Sterling K. Brown mentioned. I'll pass them on to you guys, and I'll say the same thing. Use them or don't. He says, meditate. Lindsay, you were talking about meditation earlier. He says, choose what you think about. In other words, slow your mind down and give some thought to the thing. Because a lot of people are very rude to themselves, or they're nasty to themselves. They beat up on themselves. He said, be kind to yourself. He then suggested writing things down, which I'm probably doing a better job today than I have been. Give yourself the space to dream big without judgment. In other words, he said, share with the people that can help amplify your thoughts. He suggested travel, seeing the world. He said community service, giving to others is a great gift to ourselves. And then he said this, and this line really caught me. Allow your blessings to be a blessing to someone else. And I loved that. He also went on to say, the way you treat yourself is the way you will treat other people. And I thought that was a great line. But in the end, he finished off by saying, you can do hard things. You can handle hard things. He said to the class, he said, this is just the beginning. And he said this, failure is a necessary part of the process. Fail and then get up. And the crowd went crazy. He was just so terrific. And I actually posted a video on Instagram, and I tagged him. Of course, he then liked it. And the reason he liked it is because everybody's listening to ESPN 710. I say it all the time. This guy's a big Hollywood star. He's driving around town right now. He's listening to this recap, and he's going, this is amazing. This guy took notes of my keynote speech. Sterling K. Brown, you are amazing. You passed along a terrific message to the class of 2026. And as much as those kids appreciated it, because they're going out into the real world now, sometimes even guys like us who are your age and beyond, sometimes we need to hear things like that as well. Thank you, Sterling K. Brown. What a great commencement speech at the Tulane graduation this past Saturday.
I think our engineer, that's very good, Cappy. Well done. I think
Thank
our engineer just walked in a fur coat.
Kind of fur coat.
I don't know.
Like down, like Michael Irvin down to the ground kind of fur coat?
You think it was mink?
I think so.
Really?
By the way, I know you can't see it on the screen, but did you notice Johnny I, behind you, updated his board on the whiteboard? He now says the Lakers have a 49% chance of keeping LeBron. Other is 49%. Is that right? Oh, yeah. And 2% retire. He just updated his thing. He does that every day now.
I don't believe he's retiring.
I don't think so either.
But I do believe he could play for another team.
I don't think so. Well, Johnny I update them today. Find out at noon. The Rich Eisen Show now. Enjoy your live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. We'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 a.m. on Windy Wednesday. Windy will be here. George, you're in OKC tomorrow, too?
I am in OKC through Thursday,
He
and
lives
then
in
off to
OKC
San
now.
Antonio.
Yeah, he lives on the road, this kid.
Now, is this hotel at the airport, too, or no?
No, I am. So, quick story on that.
All right, I'll pot this down. That's fine.
I originally thought that the Spurs Wolves would probably go 7, so I made a calculated bet, which was wrong, that the series would begin on Wednesday. So I booked the nice hotel through the Disney portal Tuesday through Saturday. But then the Spurs obliterated the T-Wolves, and it ended in 6, so the series was getting moved up to start on Monday. So I ended up at, a pretty solid hotel, but a little further away. Nothing is far in OKC, but a little further away from the downtown area, just outside of it, for one night, which is tonight, and then I'll be in in our usual spot for the rest of this week and then the rest of the series. I've already booked. I've booked the hotel like we're going 7 for both cities. So that's just the reality of it.
How you feel about that? You feel good now that you know his hotel situation? You feel good?
Well, I like to know what city he's in.
Yes,
so
of course, naturally.
Tomorrow, if I don't have time before 7:02 when I come on the air, I could say, "Oh, George live from OKC."
Mm-hmm.
So I just made a note on my paper, George in OKC tomorrow.
That's where the brother going to be.
OKC through Thursday. Then I am taking an afternoon flight through Houston. If you needed to know,
Which airport, Bush or Hobby?
Bush.
All right.
I prefers Bush.
I
than
used
Hobby.
to be I used to be a big Hobby guy.
Oh, really? So
That's
you
where
like
the
Hobby?
Well, Hobby's easier,
Right.
but
That
there's
was
not a
closer to
lot
my
of
office.
George likes Bush better.
Yeah.
Well, you just wanted to say
No,
that.
I am just saying that's 2 airports. One is Bush and one is Hobby. He has-
named after first President Bush.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, after George Herbert Walker.
Yeah.
Correct.
a World War II hero, by the way, that I learned about at the World War II Museum this past weekend as well.
And a hell of a first baseman for Yale. So
He liked Bush too.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. It's probably his favorite
so,
beer.
yeah,
He's dead.
Flying,
R.I.P.
there are no directs from OKC to San Antonio, so it will or OKC to Austin even, because I thought about that in driving. So I am flying through Bush.
I love the band Bush too. By the way, I'm a big Bush
Glycerine.
fan.
Oh,
You know?
Glycerine is your favorite song.
Remember
I mean.
when they used to use
or
on the
Machine Head?
The NASCAR on Fox used to use Bush Machine Head as their theme.
Mm-hmm.
I got a NASCAR hat now because I'm going to start talking. What did they used to say? I'm a gearhead now.
Oh, you
Gearhead,
are?
yeah.
for
Really?
Hard Rock to Hone. I'm going to start doing a NASCAR pit pass.
Nice.
You can start boogieing it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will then fly through there and then get to San Antonio. Then we will be in San Antonio Thursday through Monday's show, and then probably back to OKC for Game 5, and then back to San Antonio, back and forth.
That's Cappy in the number 21 Chevy car.
He's pulling in for a pit stop now.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Is he dead too? Or is he still alive?
I think he's still alive.
Who?
Oh, Michael Waltrip?
Oh, I think he's still alive.
Or is that Daryl Waltrip?
one of the Waltrips?
What about, but Larry McReynolds has passed away, right? All right.
These are all questions that we don't know the answer.
No, we don't know. We have no idea.
We'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. You know, George is going to be at OKC. Did you know that,
Tomorrow,
Cappy?
OKC, yeah.
Where's Wendy's in New York, right? Wendy will be in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And Funches is going to be here tomorrow, sitting to the left of me.
Let me tell you something.
This is going to be so good.
That freaking
guy.
Funchie's
back.
Dude.
So we've got the summer of Funch beginning.
Oh, this guy.
Funchie's going to be here Wednesday with me.
We got to give him all sorts of crap for watching 90 Day Fiancé.
I'm here.
Not game one of the
Let's
Western
ask him about the
Conference
Western
And then
Conference Finals.
Friday, you got Funchie's solo behind the board.
Good thing I'm off that day. I'm off this Friday.
You're going to cue for the live read music, and he's going to play like something. It's going to be amazing.
I got to check out and pack to get to the other hotel.
Oh, okay. So we'll talk to Sedano tomorrow from a different hotel in OKC, Cappy.
That's right.
Everybody have
Suburban
a
OKC.
beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow.